Sandra all the time is here with the cold hard truth. She's the ears and the eyes for me and you. Every day, everyone want to hear from Sandra. And every time on the air, she's getting better. Tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your mama, call Sandra in the morning and in the evening. They always calling Sandra. And when they start fighting, they calling Sandra. And
That's right, folks. Everyone is telling their mama about the cold hard truth. Welcome to another episode with more truth telling, more problem solving, and of course, more tea spilling than ever before. Sit back, students, grab your tea and turn up the volume because class is now in session. Call in at 936-2626 because your voice matters. Share your opinion on issues that matter the most to you. Alrighty. Good morning, beautiful Cayman Islands, the Caymans. How y'all doing in the Caymans this beautiful Friday morning? What is it? Friday, March the 15th? Whoop, whoop. Oh, yeah. It's Friday. It's Friday. All right. We're going to get it. We got a special guest coming into the studio today. I'm not going to tell y'all who it is quite yet. We're going to wait until a little bit closer to the time. And then I will tell you, I'm cleaning off my specs so I can see y'all this morning. Where's Blake and Aaron? Why don't I see Blake and Aaron? Where are they at? Where they be? Where they is? Okay. Well, honey child, y'all know we got a show with or without them. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Everybody behaving themselves this morning? I was trying to catch up on some voice notes. Y'all know better than to send me these 10-minute voice notes. You know. If you send me a 10-minute voice note, it's likely not to get listened to. I can tell you that now. Not until I have time, and God knows when that's going to be. So, let me see here now. I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about what I did yesterday. So, let me just see. 1 second. I need to ask Shamari a question because I can't remember this guy's name. Let me see what's okay. Let me see. No, I'm still looking. I still need to go look for my book. It's not, I don't think it's here at this location. So I need to go and look somewhere else for it. But I definitely had two, so that's like super weird. I don't know. I gotta put my fingers on them. Ooh, I saw a nice recipe for an avocado mango salad. Oh my God.
Yum. Hey, it's Cooking with Sandra on a Friday. Good morning.
I've made those salads before.
Oh, I love an avocado. I don't really like ripe mangoes actually, but that's the one time that I'll probably eat it.
Ooh, you like them like when they're more like crunchy or sour?
Turn mangoes with sauce.
Oh, yeah, I like those.
Delicious.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm seeing all the mango trees.
I know. I was this week on Tuesday.
Let's get some news.
I actually came across a mango. It might have been Tuesday or Wednesday, but anyway, somebody was showing me a mango in their yard that bears like all year round. I was like, what? And it has like different varieties. Some mangoes can actually produce different varieties. Somehow they've grafted themselves together. So like on one side, it might be
Good morning, Sandy. How are you?
Hi, Blake. Morning. Sorry. I was
No.
I wonder if Sounder's not.
Are we not? We're not firing the stuff.
Let's fight. Here we go. Ready?
Okay.
All right.
News. I have some important news for you.
All right.
It's Blake and Aaron's Spilling the Tea with Sandy.
K-Man's top news headlines of the day from CMR.
All right. What do you got for us on a Friday?
Happy Friday, Blake and Aaron.
We're having mango chat.
Was thinking mangoes. I'm so sorry.
That's
All
okay.
right. So we have 2 Jamaicans who've been charged with ganja importation. No surprise there. They've caught them with large pails of ganja, and they were arrested on Monday, and they've now been formally charged. They appeared in court yesterday. 38-year-old and a 59-year-old.
Oh, wow.
They just keep trying, honey child. They just keep trying. So even the more reason for, the Coast Guard to be working 24/7. Somebody told me that they don't work 24/7.
Who?
I mean, that would seem kind of crazy to me, but there you go. They knock off at a particular hour. Anyway.
What hour is that? Let's just let everybody know what hours are good for importation.
I mean, apparently people already know.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's no secret, but maybe they're switching things up a little bit.
Isn't that the thing with like traffic cops too? Like they're switching over around 7, so that's why there's no cops ever on the road.
Everybody knows the changeover schedule for the police is 7 to 7. They're on shift.
Because that's a speed rate.
Well, let's not go down that road.
I know.
All right. Motorists were
that's what
diverted.
time the donut shops open. The donut shops.
Do they?
At 7, yeah.
I want to
Motorists were diverted last night eastbound traffic on Shamrock Road after there was a 2-vehicle collision on the Rex Creighton Boulevard. So they were encouraged to travel, along the Rex Creighton Boulevard because traffic was diverted from Shamrock.
Yes, encouraging traffic to obey laws and stuff is really working.
Officers from the Cayman Islands Fire Service assisted the police in clearing the roadway, and they say that one person involved in the collision had to be transported to the hospital by ambulance. So, wow. All right. In business news, the Cayman Islands government has gotten the green light to proceed with the subsea cable project. So the business case has come forward according to the Ministry of Planning, Agriculture, Housing, ... They published a business case that recommends that the government proceed with the sub-cable project to ensure resilience to the country's international connectivity. So I think this is often referred to as the Maya 1 cable. As you know, that's our only real conduit for service, for internet-based service inside and outside of the Cayman Islands. So in the event that something happens to that Maya 1 cable, which I'm told has happened before, where it gets cut, then everybody is without service. So they've been talking about, and I think OFREG has long recommended a alternate route, an alternate way to get service into the Cayman Islands should that cable go down or have any issues. And they've gotten now the green thumb from whoever prepared the business case for this.
All right.
Green thumb.
Good. Yeah, green thumb. 2 thumbs. So that's good to have some redundancy, I think, for those types of things. Because you know what happens. I mean, look at what happened when Town, just a segment of Bodden Town, had no internet a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Everybody was losing their minds.
Yeah, it's like a giant Cat 5 cable from Cayman all the way to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if it gets unplugged, that's no bueno.
All right. A woman was arrested after a man received some serious injuries, the police say, at her hand. The altercation happened in Eastern Avenue on Wednesday. 26-year-old woman is now, having to deal with a police case. because the police claim that just after 4 p.m., she basically cut a man with a knife.
Wow.
Yeah. So no bueno. Honey child, what a mess.
Yeah.
The man was located on Shedden Road by officers who rendered first aid until the ambulance arrived to transport him to the hospital. They do say his injuries are non-life threatening. Nonetheless, she was located some time later and arrested on suspicion of wounded. She remains in police custody pending further investigations. The big case yesterday that everybody was watching, Vybz Kartel conviction has been overturned by the Privy Council. I think maybe, I don't know if it's quite half of Jamaica, but a lot of Jamaicans were celebrating yesterday because they see this as a win for them. Not quite sure how, but we'll talk about it this morning. They seem to be excited. The 48-year-old dance hall artiste, popularly known as Vybz Kartel, whose real name is Adidja Palmer, they have found that his conviction was unsafe. Now, that does not mean, folks, that he gets to walk out of jail this morning. He was sentenced to a minimum of 35 years for, it was later reduced to 32 and a half years for what they say is the murder of a man who they've never actually found. But he took his case all the way to the Privy Council in London, and his lawyers successfully argued that the trial judge wrongly handled allegations that one juror was offered $500,000 Jamaican dollars to have fellow jurors return a non-guilty verdict. So they say that this is fatal to the safety of the conviction. And so now they'll send it back down to the Court of Appeal in Jamaica, the lower court, and they will have to deal with it.
All right.
Lots of hoopla there yesterday. Now, I feel like I don't really have much of a feel-good story today. You got anything, Blake?
I got something for you.
All right, let's have it.
I got something for you. So this is a crazy story.
Already?
About flying. All right. So we've all heard, what was it, just a few days ago last week, that LATAM Airlines that was flying from Australia to New Zealand that dropped and like 50 people got injured. That was just in the headline. You remember that story?
Yeah.
No, they were saying, I don't know, it was a mechanical issue or whatever. They weren't sure. We now know what happened. And this is...
Please don't tell me it was pilot error.
This is crazy. No. Well, sort of. It was actually a flight attendant.
Oh.
So
is this that button thing?
So the flight attendant brings in, they're flying, flying along, whatever. The flight attendant brings in food to the cockpit for the pilots to eat.
Okay.
So on the back of the seats of the 787, there's a little button that the pilot can press, and the seat comes back so that you can get in the seat and then scoot it forward, basically like in your car, right?
Okay. All right.
So the flight attendant accidentally leaned on the button and forced the seat forward towards the control. And it pressed the pilot's knee against the control, and the plane went down 500 feet all at once.
I mean, it's an accident, but
that's what happened. Isn't that nuts?
You would think that would be in a place where nobody could accidentally touch it,
right?
You know what I mean? Like covered by a piece of glass, like something
that flips up. Something that flips up when you press, like a launch button.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks, Boeing. There's another Boeing story for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say everybody's okay, but everybody's not okay. But now we know that it was a flight attendant. Imagine how bad she feels for accidentally touching that button.
Wow. Gonna be careful from now on.
Happy Friday, y'all.
All right, guys. Have a good weekend.
Yep,
See you Monday.
Thank you. Wow. So random and weird. I don't know, design wise. Like I feel like before they release these products, they should definitely do like a whole, let Caymanians get on the Boeing flights first, because we would tell them everything that's wrong with it, honey child, because we love to complain. So it'd be like, oh yeah, I can't put out my foot. The headrest not comfortable. This and that. Let Caymanian children run around the plane for a second. Any button that could potentially be pressed, they'll press it accidentally. They will press it accidentally. Uh-oh, the door is locked. Hold on. They'll accidentally press it. right, folks. My apologies. Had to get some breakfast this morning. I'm hungry bad. What a hot mess. Good morning, everybody. How are you guys feeling this beautiful Friday morning? I see people over on IG. Everybody good over at IG? Who do we have? We have Jean. We have Hank. We have Michael. We have Gilly, Linda, Sam, Michelle, Kokim, Soft Breezes. She's Royal 345. Big up yourself, girl. Yes, she's Royal. Forbes, Monia, Forbes. We've got Miss Judith. Ellis, good morning, caller.
Morning.
Hi, how
I
are
was
you?
just wondering.
Yes.
I'm good. I was just wondering if you had planned to cover some of interprimary later on today.
Oh, that's happening today?
Yeah, this is the finals week. We already had some records broken this week.
Where are they? Are they going to be at Truman Bodden?
Yeah, so I know for sure there are 2 records that were broken: the girls' high jump and girls' shot put records were broken. Yeah, wow. It's exciting. As you can hear, my throat is like
you've been screaming a lot.
yeah.
I didn't even know it was happening today, so I'll try to come by. I do have a couple things to do right after the show this morning, work related. But yeah, no, I'll pop by. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, don't tell me these things.
Usually, usually after lunch is when they do the relays, so those are pretty exciting.
Okay, I'll come by. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for that. Child, the schedule will be pretty busy, so I'm going to make a real concerted effort to pop by. I've got to do some other things for my other job. I got a funny story to tell y'all, but I'm not going to tell you yet about that. Some people be trying to do the most to be getting all up in Sandy's business, and they don't have a clue. But you know what? A lot of times I prefer to just keep it that way. Just keep your accomplishments low key, because these people like Shanae. Oh, I have a new character. Shall I introduce a new character this morning? And by the way, I brought some prizes in the studio because I did tell y'all we were going to give away some prizes this week, and I try to be a person of my word, honey child. But I've got a new character that I'd like to introduce. Shall I do so now? Okay, honey child. Let me make sure I'm doing the things I'm supposed to do first. Send everybody the links. All right, so we have Strutton. I can't remember his last name now, but Strutton Ebanks. He's from the West. This one, we're going to go all the way to the beautiful district of Savannah for this character. Right, child. All right. Somebody said, behave yourself today. It's my birthday. Oh, happy birthday, girl. Oh my gosh, today's your birthday. Oh my gosh. All right. We can have some fun this morning. It is, after all, a Friday. What's a Friday without a good laugh? Now, I know Mr. Dexter's listening, and he's like, oh, Sandy wants to laugh. I got a couple jokes for you. Mr. Dexter, one joke limit. You're limited to 1 joke now. And bring it good, because you're not going to have a redo. All right. Let me introduce my new character. Her name, good children, is Shanae. I will give you some background information on Shanae. Let's hit it, shall we? I need a little hit it button. Where's my little, hold on.
Oh, yeah, we did it. We did it.
That's not quite the button I'm looking for. We need to update some buttons around here, honey child. Let's see. Yeah, Shanae, coming right up. Hello, y'all. My name is Shanae. I'm from Savannah, Newlands, if you want to get it just right. And y'all know I'm so pretty. Yes. Oh, look at my nails. I love nails. I love good nails. Anyway, my name is Shanae. I'm very luscious. I'm a Kimanian woman. And I got everything: hips, just, I'm curvy, chill. That's my style. I'm curvy. And I'm just beautiful. And I'm a successful business owner. You just need to call me Shanae. That's my name. But you can call me Shay Nay for short. But my full name is Shanae. Okay? All right. All right, girl. Anyway, I'm one of the pettiest people in Savannah, but don't tell nobody. Y'all want an example of what I be doing, honey child? Let me tell you. Okay, all right, now just wait a minute. Yes, sometimes I don't pay my employers, but that ain't none of your business. What y'all getting in my business for? Is that my plantain, Miss Stacy? Plantain, bring the plantain, child, because y'all know us Savannahans. Bring it in. We love us a good ripe plantain every once in a while. And we also like our men not too ripe. Come on, honey child, bring them plantains through. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, look at these ripe plantains. Anywho, Shanae. Just call me Shanae for short, okay? So, yeah. Now, y'all be talking about me, but how I don't like to pay my bills. Y'all better stop talking that foolishness because I'm going to make your life miserable, Sandy. You talking about I don't want to pay my bills? Oh, my God. Here, I'm going to call the police on you because you said I don't want to pay my bills and I like barely legal little boys that I could be their mama. Well, that might be true, but, that's not none of your business. Because he was at least 17 years old, wasn't he? That's a legal age. It don't make no difference. If, I was best friends with his mom at the time. Some of y'all think that's creepy, don't you? But that's not creepy, honey child. After all, my name is Shanae. Get it straight now. I'm special. Look at me. I got them Kimanian hips, Oh, yes, honey child. I think I'm somebody special. Shanae. Oh my gosh. My last name is McClusion. Shanae McClusion. Please get it straight. Anyway, Sandy, I gotta be pressing charges against you. Did you know that? Oh, but I'm switching characters now in case you missed it. Oh, wait a minute. Bring. Oh, look here. It's the DPP's office. Hello? Yes, this is Shanae. What? You're not going to press charges against that woman who made fun of me and who talk about I don't want to pay my bills? Are y'all crazy? I'm going to complain to the president of the United States about you. Cha. Damn, they're so useless. I know what I can do for her. Bring. Dial. Pium. Hello? Confucius Kong Kong. Yeah, this is Shanae, girl. I want you to go beat up that girl, Sandy. Some people say she might be your sister, but I think y'all need to take a DNA test. Can you please go beat her up for me? Because I don't have the balls to try it myself. I might break a nail. And I don't want to do that because then I might have to go pay somebody to do my nail. Oh, but I don't pay. Never mind. All right, honey child. You got it? All right. Bye-bye now, this Shanae. Anywho, honey child. Shanae, our latest character introduction right here on a Friday. Thank you. I will take a bow now. Thank you very much. Woo, honey child. Shanae is a hot mess and then some. But we'll be getting more and more into Shanae as a character. We're going to have to dig deep into Shanae because, boy, she's something else. A little bit obsessive. Shanae has an obsessive personality. I got to tell y'all about the phone calls that she be making. Hello. It's Shanae again. I think I'm going to be calling the premiere. Miss Julie, I hear Sandy's working for you. Is that true? I hear you own property and she manages your properties. Is that true? I don't know how to do a good Julie, but Julie be like, oh, child, please. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. No. Sandy don't work for me. I hear, despite the fact that she might be a little bit of a troublemaker, that she actually has a good little head in her shoulder, and apparently she might own her own properties, multiple properties. So don't be calling me, asking me about is she working for me, because she's not working for me. She working for her damn self. Shanae goes, what? Sandy? She can get something in life? That little nappy head black girl from Georgetown? Because she not one of us Savannahans, because we special. Yes, my name is Shanae, and them Georgetowners, they shouldn't be getting nothing. What do you mean she got properties with an S on the end? Are you local? Are you crazy? How is that possible? All them Georgetowners, them little knucklehead Georgetowners, they're not got no sense. No, they just nappy head. Oh, yes, us Savannahans, child, we got straight hair. Because we mix. My great-great-great-grandfather removed 5 times and had 50 women. Yes, he breed my mommy, and he was from Honduras. So that way I get my nice black straight hair from. But I still got to be straightening it. Don't you worry about that now. Because I said, my name is Shanae, and I am from Savannah, so I am special, honey child. Let me check my nails again. Ooh, child, these nails looking kind of bad. I think I need me some cuticle treatment and stuff on these. I better go make an appointment. Anywho, KK says, listen up, my people from Savannah. Good morning, everybody. I bet y'all awake now. Hey, Stephanie, what's up? My ribs are hurting, says Siobhan. Oh, Lord, have mercy. What's in them plantains, says Miss Susie. Miss Susie, I haven't even had the plantains yet, but oh my God, they're so ripe. Oh, love me a good ripe plantain right from my yard. Oh my goodness, Miriam joining us from St. Martin. Miss Miriam, you got a little bit of Cayman comedy. And the Oscar goes to, oh, thank you, Cameron. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. KK in the house. Oh my gosh, this person says Friday should be called Petty Betty. I love it. Behave. Let's hear about your special guest or Kartel. Oh, we're going to talk about Kartel, honey child. He's a hot mess. Oh my gosh, Alejandro told me he lighten up. No, sir. Jamila says, Shanae the cougar. Yes, honey child. Shanae, I'm a cougar and I like little boys. Honey child. Barely legal because she claims technically they was legal. 16 and a half is legal. Lord Jesus. Please leave children alone. I don't know about y'all, but I could never have a friend who had a child that I looked at in that kind of way. I'm sorry, but there's certain things that you got to cut it off, man. You got to make your brain stay focused now. That's like, listen, let me say this about Shanae. Okay, Shanae, I got to address you for a second. If you and I were BFFs and you did that to somebody else's child, I wouldn't think that you're safe around my children. Not my boy children. Oh, honey child, no, sir. That not gonna work. So, I would be like, Shanae, you can't get close to me or my kids. Because, you're kind of stepping close to the line. You must be far from the line, honey child, when it comes to certain things. When it comes to people underage children, even if they're barely legal, that's not right. That still feels like, ew, icky. They still haven't lived a life yet. Make them go date somebody their own age. Oh, but hold on. Shanae, bring. Hello? This is Shanae. Call me Shanae. Nay. Uh-huh. What? What do you say? My man cheating with who? With what? No, but tell me something now. How can he be cheating with anybody when I be giving him threesomes already? What do him? He not got no. That what happened. These young boys, you can't keep them happy none at all. I gotta fix him. I go beat him up. Anywho, KK. Good morning. Hello, Mr. Roy. Some days I cannot behave myself. Shanae, our latest character. So we have Strutton Ebanks. I forget his middle name now. Y'all gotta try and remind me. And we have Shanae. Students, please write it down in your little book. Shanae. Yeah, just call me Shanae for short. Miss Bonnie, good morning. Shanae is a martini. What's a martini? What are you talking about, honey child? Ooh, I should start having a martini in the mornings if I drank, but I don't. Good morning to the beautiful Ann Rice. You sure it's not copyrighted? It's a martini, as in a drink? I don't know nothing about that. Aliana, I've been loving your Facebook pictures. Good morning, sir. How are you? Damaris is in the house. Keisha is here. Miss Linda. Miss Lucille says, a very good morning, Sandy, and everyone at home. Blessings. Yes, wishing some blessings on everybody, honey child. Share the right plantains now. Well, you know what? I think I can give you some that you can fry up yourself. Because, the tree is beautiful and bountiful. Look at my little crispy mango. Crispy red fruit. Delicious. All right, put Shanae back in the closet, honey child. It's Friday. Let's talk about Vybz Kartel, because y'all, listen, I was out and about yesterday a little bit. I went to the bank. Somebody's like, Sandy, what do you think about Vybz Kartel? I was like, oh, Lord Jesus. Y'all really want to talk about him? They're like, yes. I'm like, okay. Give the people what they want, honey child. So first of all, before we even get to the Vybz Kartel trial, what happened yesterday, let me tell y'all a little sauce. I guess some of Kartel's songs I'm sure I have heard and I like, but he might be a little bit on the cray-cray side for me in more ways than one. So he's had some mainstream songs, right? I'm trying to think about what he sings, but I think there's probably a couple that you're like, yeah, man, I like that song and whatever. But he's not really my full cup of tea. He's like, when I want a little bit of an espresso that's strong, I'll go and listen to his music for a little bit and kind of, get my head bopping and that sort of thing. Yeah. But what I found so interesting about Kartel is, first of all, he ditched his Jamaican girl, I understand, because, now him world boss, him famous honey child, him blaze up the place. And he has a British girlfriend. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, honey child. Some of them Brits are very pretty. But this woman is downright gorgeous. Look at ya. Them Caribbean woman, talking about she living in Jamaica. Well, I don't know if she's living in Jamaica or not. But what I can tell you, she is really beautiful. I want y'all to hear this story because to me, this is such a bizarre story. I'm like, how this woman even find Vybz Kartel on the map? How she even know where Jamaica is? But honey child, apparently she does. So let's get into it. Not only does she know where Jamaica is, but she met him while he was a prisoner. Wow, she's trying to roll like that, honey child. Come on through. So, she is really, really pretty. I think she must be a little bit light in the head to be they got married already? Not lie. No, they said she was engaged. Anyway, watch this little snippet with this young lady who says she is in love with some Vybz Kartel. Now, mind you, hasn't tasted the cookie yet, but she is in love with him, honey child. Look at this.
This is a new twist no one saw coming in the saga of music legend Vybz Kartel. He continues to fight for his freedom behind the walls of a Jamaican prison. Now he's found love and is focused on the future and a fresh start. But will he get the chance?
Like the ice in a freezer. What about the nice? You a sting like a bees, yeah.
Millions of fans of international superstar Vybz Kartel, from Jamaica to the UK, from Africa to the United States and beyond, are watching closely what happens next to the imprisoned entertainer. By the end of 2022, he's likely to learn whether he will be a free man or spend the rest of his life in prison. Just last year, I spoke with Vybz Kartel in this exclusive jailhouse interview.
You say you're in a better place mentally than physically.
a lot of people would find that hard to believe.
Yeah, because I was sick for a few years, so definitely I'm recovering physically, but mentally I've always been in a good place because I know I'm innocent and I know I'm coming out.
Kartel, whose real name is Adidja Palmer, has even more of a reason to hope the United Kingdom's highest court overturns his murder conviction. Her name is Sidem Ozturk. The couple confirmed to us they got engaged during the summer of 2022 during an authorized prison visit. Sidem has never spoken publicly until now.
Did he actually propose to you? Did he have a song to propose to you? I mean, can you share some of that with us?
So how it happened is we were just calling each other hubby and wifey, and he was just like, we're heading towards marriage, so calling you wifey or you calling me hubby is not serious enough. So he was like, you're my fiance, we're going to get married.
Sidem tells me she studied psychology and was employed in London as a social worker, helping vulnerable adults and children. She left it all behind to move to Kingston to be closer to the love of her life. She's the muse for his new EP, True Religion.
He's smart. I love his heart. He's got an amazing heart, and it's so giving, it's so loving, and I like to call him my angel. So he's an angel in my life, and I can't deny the way he makes me feel and how happy he makes me feel. So to actually be here in Jamaica, engaged to Addy, it's a dream come true. I still haven't processed it properly in my head. I'm still, it's amazing. I don't even know how to describe how I feel. That's how good it feels.
Sidem began corresponding with Kartel in 2015, but did not have a chance to meet him until she traveled to Jamaica in 2019. These photos are from family visiting days at the prison. With Kartel in his second decade behind bars, it's been no ordinary courtship.
It does cause some difficulties. Obviously, I can't see him every time I want to see him, or I can't talk to him every time I want to talk to him. But when you know what you want and you know where your heart is at, it's not that difficult. So I'm willing to wait.
She says despite his current situation, Kartel's famous charismatic personality makes up for the fact they cannot hold hands or have physical contact during visits.
There's a glass between us, so we don't get to touch each other. We just see each other, and we've got to talk through some little holes that are in some little wooden bit under the glass. So it's not perfect, but it's, we're making the most of what we can.
Me kill that longer than me night. Tell me what you like, you want me try.
The man I love, he's just he's so witty. It's even when you're angry or you're upset about something, he knows how to turn that around. And he can just make you laugh and just make you see the brighter side of things.
Since his conviction, along with 4 co-defendants, by a Jamaican court on a murder charge, Kartel has steadfastly maintained his innocence. With his attorney, Isop Buchanan.
Let's stop it there, honey child. What a hot mess. She apparently is Turkish, British, I guess, or whatever. Really pretty girl. And sources say that 2 of them are going strong after 8 years together. Say what? So he got engaged back in 2022. That's what that video is all about. And one person says that they believe that he since got married to her, but I can't seem to find any sources for that. So send it if you can. As far as I know, he's still married to, what's her name? Tanisha Shorty Johnson. So did he ever divorce her? Honey child. I don't know, but he left Shorty for another Shorty apparently, and I'm confused by the timeline because back in 2020, Shorty was saying that they were working on a reality series about the Kartel family called The Palmers. So how he could be doing that in 2020, but this Turkish woman claiming that they've been dating, they're celebrating 8 years, fiance Sidem. The timeline just not adding up. But boy, anyway, she's getting visits in prison. She gets to see him. Ooh, jail life. You can imagine. Now, listen, I'm not saying that if you got a man that you love, Shanae, and he goes to prison, that you might not want to hold him down for a minute while he's in jail. Maybe. Depends on what he goes to jail for, because I tell you what, certain things I'm not holding you down for, and I'm just letting you know from now. So don't expect it, because it ain't going to happen. You know, murder would definitely be one of those things. You mixed up in a murderation, I'm sorry for you, but it ain't happening. You and me not staying together when you go to jail, honey child. I got to find myself a new man. So anywho, but for me to go and listen, I don't know what was going on in, what's her name? What's her name again? Sidem. I don't know what was going on in her life. She seems like she could be a pleasant person, but I'm thinking that everything clicking upstairs, she got daddy problems or something. Something weird's going on here. I don't know what it is, but maybe she just likes the attention. But you know, I'm not going to be out here free as a lark, enjoying my best life, eating breadfruit and fresh plantain out of my garden, and go find somebody in jail to try and fall in love with. No, honey child, that's not gonna work. No, sir. So I don't know. This doesn't make any sense to me. I'm all sorts of confused about this. Good morning, caller.
How you mean you're confused about it, Sandra? You know, say it's sweet, it's sweet, it's sweet.
I need to find that clip. I have got to find that clip. But how is she gonna know it's sweet? Because she not. He's in jail. Supposedly, no conjugal visits allowed. I don't know what this is all about. Shanae was oh yes. Oh, sorry, Martin Lawrence. I just stole your name. Shanae. I might have to change it a little bit. Shanae. Well, we'll work on it. Because we don't want Martin Lawrence calling me honey jail. Talking about copyright infractions. Anyway, this is just crazy. I don't know what's up with this woman. So yesterday, honey child, the Privy Council. Now this is so weird because the allegation is that somebody was trying to bribe one of the jurors. Does that sound shocking to you coming out of Jamaica? I hate to tell you all this, but no. That sounds like the kind of thing you would expect. Even in Cayman. Wait a minute. Where's he going? Even in Cayman, my dear, you'll find some jurors. I sit there and I got to tell you, the McKeever Bush trial was one of those. One guy was so not interested in that trial. He was sitting there looking at his nails. He was doing the most. I was like, either he really, really does not want to be here and the lawyers just picked the worst juror ever, or he's on somebody's payroll to throw this whole trial. I was sitting there wondering. Myself. No, sir. Anywho, there's this whole thing about, a juror was offered money. And so the Privy Council said, listen, this conviction is what they call unsafe, right? And so they basically overturned it. But now just because they've overturned it, so he won his appeal to Privy Council, that doesn't mean today y'all Jamaicans really need to be celebrating. Did y'all see the videos of people celebrating? Honey child, they were in the streets dancing to Vybz Kartel, having a good time. Oh, boss man free. Release the boss. And I'm like, pump the brakes. Calm down a little bit because he ain't going nowhere. You're going to, at best, get a retrial. But honey child, it goes back now to the Supreme Court of Jamaica. And the Supreme Court of Jamaica will then make a decision about where it goes from here. Now, it's not lost on me that this man has been convicted, despite him being a big time superstar, gangster, whatever, Vybz Kartel, blah, blah. Where my Jamaican people then? It's not lost on me that he is potentially, I mean, they still won their case, that he is a murderer. Now, how many of y'all would be out there celebrating if it was your family member that had gone missing? I'm just saying. You have to think about the bigger picture here. And to me, it does say a lot about people. And it's more than disturbing, in fact, that people find this entertaining. They find it, it is hard for my brain to truly comprehend why you'd be celebrating something like this, to potentially let a murderer back out on the streets. I'm just saying. Now, I heard that the prosecutors are saying that they have a lot more cases against this man, and maybe they were just waiting to see how this particular trial was going to, flush out before they continue to pursue him. But have a look at this video of people celebrating. Jubilation in Gaza as Kartel's murder conviction falls. Okay. Look here. Nope. Really? My God. No. No, Lord Jesus, take the wheel.
Not me, my mother.
My mother.
And dream, and tell me something for go look for him and tell him say,
yes.
Free.
Pray, child, pray. Pray, honey, child.
He was a good man.
Aye, good man that murder people them. Yes,
we got the message to him. We got the message to him.
Yes, honey, child. God is good. Yes. Apparently God puts up with
all the children them.
Father God. World boss them. Listen. Y'all love to pray about the wrong foolishness. That's why I cannot take y'all when you be up in church now. Because them seeing people be praising the Holy Ghost on a Sunday, talking foolishness. This is absolutely ridiculous. God ain't got nothing to do with this. God doesn't support murderers. I'm just saying. But here we are. People are just celebrating. This is stupidity. This is a level of ignorance that is shocking, unbelievable. What if that was your family that he was convicted of killing? You think praying to God to undo, what would be in the eyes of most people just punishment is something that we should be celebrating? I actually find this very, very disturbing, and it says a lot about these communities where obviously, I guess, I don't know if she's his family member or where the heck they're from, but people, be very careful, because that attitude seeps into all aspects of our lives. Next thing you know, honey child, she coming here next week on a domestic work permit, and y'all gonna be hiring her, and she gonna be saying them same kind of prayers over your children that she's raising. Be careful. Which devils you letting into your house? Talking about they gonna be praying. Praise the God. Praise Father. Him letting him out. Well, the saga ain't over yet. I think what's gonna happen is they're gonna have a complete retrial, which, my God, wasn't this like a 2 or 3 month trial in Jamaica? Kingston was locked down. They had National Guard and police and JFC, CFJ, whatever the heck their name. JCF, everybody. Witnesses have had to go into witness protection programs. This is a really, really serious case at the end of the day. Just me says, unfortunately, that's how the Caymanian women are too, to these prisoners. Oh, Lord. What a mess. Shanono. Oh, that could be the alteration of the name. Shanono. Stephanie, I like it. Johan says, wait till Don Marling goes yard and goes gangsta. You what? You not leave him because he got good hair. Lord Jesus. Come here if you got a minute and deal with your hand, please. Anyway, we'll keep y'all updated on what happens next, honey chill, because this whole thing, as far as I'm concerned, is one hot mess after the other. Praying for this kind of thing is foolishness. Those are wasted prayers. Y'all need to be praying over the crime in Jamaica. That's what you should be spending your related to this case, that y'all have less murders for the year. Don't be praying over people who committed the murders and hoping that they get out of jail so they can commit more. Wow. If this man gets out, Jamaica's going to have a national holiday, I guess, national jubilee celebrations or something. No, sir. Irvelyn says ignorance is bliss. Ay. Siobhan says God don't support any kind of crime. They always want to call God up and everything. Trust me. Don't take the wheel. Take the whole country, says Marshall. Don't just take the wheel. Hot mess. Ay. Anyway, we have a guest that's going to be coming in here this morning. Y'all are not going to believe who it is. So I have my stash of stuff behind me. By the way, those of you who won certificates and requested gift certificates, I got them. I just got to get them delivered. I'll tell you, I'll probably just leave them by the station with your name because, honey child, I ain't got no time to be driving all up and down Georgetown, East and West Bay, Shinono, Savannah, and all that kind of stuff. So we have some prizes here this morning. This is more for the ladies, but men, I'll find something for you. I got some little speakers with the light thing, built-in speakers. I can give y'all men one of those because I want to make sure that it's an equal opportunity situation. Now look, yeah. I got this is my little black bag. I'm like Santa. His is red, mine is black. Let me show you some of the beautiful things that we're going to be giving away, just in case. Look at this wallet. Isn't this the cutest little thing? It's an elephant. And in certain cultures, I love elephants, by the way. You calling already? We not even asked the question? Hello. I hung up. Look at this beautiful wallet. Isn't it so pretty and colorful? If you like colors and stuff, gorgeous. Now, elephants, I love elephants. You will know that practically every house that I've had, there's an elephant somewhere in the house. Because in a lot of cultures, elephants are considered very good luck, right? So brand new wallet, you got all your little sections there, your little change purse section, everything. You can put all your cards in that section. Who's calling? It only rings once. So we got that one. We have, now this one I need to try. Oh, no, that's my giveaway stash for my community girl, Cindy, to give away to her people. Now this comes with a little strap. It's like a, minimalistic. When you want to go out to the movies, but you don't want to take a full handbag with you, you can just stick your phone on one side, and then you got a wallet on the other side. Put your little money in there because you can't go to the movies for free unless you have a good husband or a good boyfriend, and then they're paying for the movies. And then it comes with a little strap, and you can do it like as a crossbody kind of thing. Great for when you travel too, because I'm gonna order another one of these myself. Now I'm thinking about it, because when you travel, this is very minimalistic. You don't have to carry like a full bag. It's super handy. All right, honey chill. What else we got? We got another one here. This is another nice little wallet. This doesn't even come out the plastic yet, but this one is a brown wallet. Oh, look here. Nice leather and everything. Yes, honey child. Look at that. The smell of leather. Oh, it's so beautiful. All right, what else we got here, honey chill? We got some bags, like big bags. Now, this one is the mother of all. I know y'all want this, and trust me, I want this myself. Can I call in? I mean, I can take on a Shinono character and call in and win my own prizes. Am I allowed to do that? A Michael Kors handbag, honey chill. Gorgeous. All right. So we're going to give that one away this morning as well. We have, and I think I might do that one first. And then we have some other bags. Oh, look at this one. Look at that one. Isn't she gorgeous? A little bit of bling, short straps, got plenty of space on the inside, honey child. You just throw it on your shoulder. Oh yes, put your money in there. Don't walk with money. There you go. Now, I know some of y'all love colors. So let me show you something in the color category now, honey child. Shanono, you want to win a bag this morning? Look at this color. Some of y'all love your purple. Look at that. It's like a pinky, peachy purple, not a hard purple, but a soft purple. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh man, I'm liking these bags myself. I'm gonna try to win. So this one is nice. Yeah, funny child, Shanono. And then we have a red one. Beautiful red. Somebody said they love the purple. You better get ready to win. And then we have black. This is like a shiny black. Yes, this one is easy to dress up, honey child. This one's actually perfect for church. I'm gonna say it myself. That goes with any little church outfit. You can throw that with it. What else we got here? And then I have a little bag. I don't even know where I got this one from, but I'm going to throw this in here. It's like a little, what's this material called? I don't even know. But a little tote, you keep these in the trunk of your car. I think these are perfect if you're going to like a little, you go to the grocery store or whatever, you need a little extra bag in the back. All right. So, first question, and I'm not going to tell y'all which one you're going to get. So you be enthusiastic about all of them. Yes? Be enthusiastic about all of them, honey child. First question is, who is my special guest today? Who is Sandy bringing in? 936. You have to call in. 936-2626 is a telephone number. 936, honey child. All right. Good morning, caller. Turn down that radio. Turn down that radio.
Oh, yeah, I turned it off now.
Hi.
Hi.
Who do you think is my special guest? Shanono? Shanae?
Shanae, yes. The name for short or Shanono.
No, it is not her.
Oh, it's not her?
Nope.
Okay.
Sorry. That was a good guess though, but no, I don't think should be on here. No, honey child. 936-2626. Have another guess on it. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. Your special guest is Black Eyed Peas.
Oh man, that's such a good guess, but it's not. That's a good one. I'm hoping I can get them on the show. But no, not yet. Not confirmed.
Okay.
All right, honey. Ooh, that was a good guess. All right. Good morning, caller. Hello?
Sorry, I have the wrong number.
Okay. Oh, my goodness. Ooh, this is harder than I thought. What? All right. Let's keep at it. Good morning, caller.
Queen Panton?
No way. You are a winner. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Congratulations, honey child. What's your favorite color? Oh, what happened to the call? Where'd she go? Oh, geez, I'm peace. Caller, you got to call back in. What happened? You ran out of credit or what? Let me call you back, honey child. Hold on now. I got to call her back. She won. Hold on. Hello?
This is Bonnie Chambers. If you miss me, call me back. Hit me back. Please.
Oh, no. But who just won? Oh, boy. We got a conundrum on our hands. Oh, geez, I'm peace. Who just called in and won? Let me try this one. I had so many people call. Hello? Oh, geez, hello?
Hi, can I answer on behalf of the person?
Well, we have a winner, but the phone got disconnected. So I don't know what happened.
Can I be the winner instead?
Yeah, we just got a winner for the first question, but I don't know what happened.
Oh, okay then.
Oh my gosh. Hello?
Yes, Sandra, that was me. Hang up. That was me, Sandra. Hang up.
You won the question?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yellow, I mean.
Okay, what's your favorite color, my dear?
My favorite color
Turn
is
on
black.
the radio in the background.
Yellow, I mean. Okay, what's your favorite color, my dear?
Turn on the radio. Y'all gotta turn on the radio when you call in, honey child. Hello?
Yeah, the favorite color is black.
All right, I got something for you. We're gonna give you a nice, beautiful black bag, honey child.
I want the one, the white one with the first one you put up. The first bag, the first one that you say we're giving away.
All right. Well, I'm supposed to be the one deciding what you get. So let me have
okay, go ahead, do whatever. Stop pushing your mother.
All right, my dear.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna decide which prize y'all get now, honey child. Steven said I was gonna say juju. Ooh, honey child. The day that happened, I don't know what we'd be doing that day. All right, we're not done yet. Let's continue. Now, this week, we are waiting on him to come, by the way. So yes, we do have none other than Mr. Wayne Panton coming on. Yes, you're a winner, honey child. Congratulations. All right. Next question. Oh, somebody said Frankie Flowers. That's a good guess. No. Some people were guessing Black Eyed Peas. One person said Dwayne Seymour. No, honey child. Okay. Next question. Earlier in the week, I mentioned we were talking about the Caymans, y'all remember, and I made mention of the fact that I was looking for a particular book, which I'm still looking for, by the way. I'm supposed to have 2 copies of it. What is the title of that book that I'm looking for? Again, I'm looking for a book in my collection. Benji, yes, we got a winner. Paul says he was going to guess Mr. Bush. You know, hell is getting close to freezing over when y'all talking about Juju and Mr. Bush coming on the show now. But anything's possible. Why is the phone only ringing once today? What's going on with the phone lines? All right. What's the name of the book? If you were paying attention a couple days ago, this is easy peasy. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. You said there's something about the schooler, is it the, oh my gosh, the schooler, by Miss Suku, by Miss Sutu, the book by Miss Sutu.
You're so
It's cooler, the schoolers or something like that. I can't pronounce it.
You're in the ballpark, but we want the exact name. Keep thinking about it. You're on the right. She's on the right path for sure. But we need almost the full name at least. 936-2626. Oh shoot! My apologies. Uh-oh. I think I accidentally hung up on that person. My apologies. Hit the wrong button. Let me call you back, honey child. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. The book is Founded Upon the Seas.
No.
Oh, okay.
Man. Nope. Good morning, caller. What's your guess? Hello? Michael says, don't stop the carnival. Nope, that was not it. Good morning, caller. What's your guess?
Is it the history of turtling and schooners? Something like that? History of turtling and schooners of Cayman?
Yes! Ding, 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 ding! Woo! We have a winner! Congratulations!
Okay. This is for the $1 million prize.
I know.
That's inside of the bag, right?
Right.
That's what I heard.
Mm-hmm. Pick a number between 1 and 25.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go with let's go with 18.
Very good. So in my head, if you were within 3 digits of lucky number 16, you were going to get the very, very sought after Michael Kors bag.
Are you? No, you really? I've never had a Michael Kors bag.
What? Oh my God.
Can you imagine? I'm going to be stepping now. No, I'm not kidding. I am so serious.
Well, honey child, you got yourself a Michael Kors bag. Hold on now. Let me take down your number. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, for sure. All right, hold on. Now, I do want you to WhatsApp me as well. After this, just WhatsApp me, and then we'll make sure that you get your MK bag. Congratulations. And I like this one. This one's like brown, and then it's got lighter color, and you can wear it with a lot of different things, honey chill. I better make sure there's no money inside, because I don't know when you purchase them, if they give you any money. No, sorry, no money on the inside.
You're supposed to put it in there, Sandy. You're supposed to put it in there.
I'm supposed to add the money. Oh, girl. Congrats.
Not Monopoly money either, not Monopoly money either.
Congratulations, honey child. 936-2626. Got a winner. Here's another question. So yesterday, Jamaicans, y'all paying attention now. Got to take care of my Jamaican people. Jamaicans in the house. Here you know. Yesterday, apparently, y'all love to buy cash pot numbers in Jamaica. And a particular number played in relation to Vybz Kartel. What was that number, honey child? What was the number that played in the Jamaican cash pot lotto yesterday in honor of Vybz Kartel? Hello? Nope. Oh. Y'all. Good morning, caller. Ooh, turn down the radio. Yes, turn on the radio.
Is it 27?
No, ma'am. No, honey child. That was not the number. Good morning, caller. What number played yesterday in the cash pot?
Hold on.
Huh?
11.
11? No, honey child. That was not it. Sorry. Morning, caller. How y'all Jamaicans know what number played yesterday?
31.
Yes, honey child. Congratulations. You are a winner. All right. Hold on here now. Okay. Let me just take down your number. So 31 played. Do you know why it played? Do you know why? What's the significance of 31?
Because the case about Lizard.
Right. And what does Lizard have to do with Vybz?
Lizard is the person.
That's the person who unfortunately Yes. Died. All right. So there's a connection. Lizard, don't ask me about these things because I actually don't know. But anyway. All right. So let me see now.
Miss Sandy, what happened yesterday morning? When I woke up about 6:30, I saw my son post something on Facebook that him come out, I'm out, and him say 3 lizard pan him patio.
Which, to be honest, he probably sees them all the time. But when something's going on, we like to read into things. All right.
Insane. That have to do with Vybz Kartel.
Lord have mercy. All right, give me a number between 1 and 10.
5.
The number 5. Oh, honey child. Guess what? You got the beautiful red bag. Lovely.
Yep.
Nice. Yep. Oh, look at how gorgeous this bag is. And this one you got lots of. Oh, this one actually comes with a pouch on the inside. It looks like. Hold on. Oh my God! You get 2 pouches. You got a small one and then a bigger one. And what's inside? Something else is in the bigger pouch. What is it?
Money?
Oh, no. That strap. So the one of the pouches you can take as like a smaller strap bag. And then you have this one for like your little lipstick and money and whatever. Ooh, this one was like a 3-in-1 prize, honey child. That's nice.
Thank you.
All right. Hold on here now. Let me take down your number. Make sure. Oh, this little phone. But how come I not even seen your number or nothing? Anyway, please message me with the number for the red bag.
Okay, no, ma'am.
All
no
right,
problem,
darling.
Ma'am. Thank you
I think
so
I
much.
recognize the voice
you.
anyway.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, honey chill. Good morning, caller.
Yes, ma'am. You got the number yet?
Yes, we sure did.
What was it, 14?
No, it was 31. Cash prize number 31.
Okay, thank you.
All right, honey child. So everybody was saying that they were going to play and win. Good morning, caller.
Morning, Sandy.
Hi. How are you?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, good morning.
We just
I
got
need my prize too.
We got a winner already. So stay tuned for the next questions.
All right.
All right, hon. So yes, people were like, oh, they're gonna play the number for Liz. And apparently a lot of people won. I don't know how many people, but Cash Pot, Supreme Ventures Cash Pot was paying a lot of money yesterday. This seems a little bit rigged to me though. I gotta tell you, I don't believe in coincidences quite that much. But anywho, there you have it. So somebody said, Miss Sandra, please put $1 or $5 in each bag. I grew up with old people. Never give a person an empty handbag as a gift. Y'all so superstitious. Oh, I'd love to give handbags, and I've never put anything in it. I thought the bag was enough. All right, we can put a little dollar in there, honey child. We can put 25 cents because these are lean times now. You know what I'm saying? Benji was guessing 14 and 48. Nope. Lilith says, please ask a question that I have the answer to. Stephanie Hunt is in the house joining us. Good morning, Steph. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. Was it 31, Lizard?
Yes, but we have a winner already, but it was 31.
Okay.
Yeah, stay tuned. Stay tuned. More to come. Good morning to Miss Christine. How are you? We have Perla saying good luck to Prospect Primary today for the inter-primary games. Thank you. Thank you. Marshall is so funny. Horace was guessing 18. Lucky number 18, Horace. Carlene was right. Miss Darlene said 14. Shaniqua, close. Ever so close. Yes, ever so close. All right. Natalie had it correct, but you got to call in. Wanda says, yes, add a penny or nickel in the purse before you give it away. It's good luck. So yes, I've never heard of this before. So it seems like I've been gift giving all wrong. And I will rectify the situation. Thank you, honey chow. Shaka Zulu says, please get Frankie Flowers on the program for his international fans, please. I'm going to send that message to him. Let him know the people have spoken, Frankie. They want you on the program, honey chow. Latoya, good morning. Hello, Miss Joy. Perla said, I was thinking that our mystery guest was Kartel. Oh, honey child. I don't know if does he get phone privileges in jail? Probably. But no, we haven't quite arranged anything like that. Oh, Lord. What a hot mess. All right, we got more to give away. We're still waiting on our special guest. None other than the honorable, will always be honorable, Premier Wayne Panton. Tyrese, the call-in number is 936-2626. Very, very good. Yes, honey child. I love it. Steven says, Mr. Ween Panton coming on just made my day. Aw, that is so sweet. I love it. I love it. Okie dokie. Let me see here. Very good. We're just waiting on him, getting his little connection sorted out. All right. Let's move on to another question. Let me see here now. So on yesterday's program, I want to make sure that y'all are paying attention to what should we call it? News, international affairs, local affairs, all the good stuff. You are paying attention to what's happening. So the next question is, we talked about turtle meat poisoning yesterday, unfortunately. So sorry for those poor people. And the question is, where did it happen? You got to have paid attention a little bit, because I'm going to ask you for the actual somebody think they know the answer already. I'm going to ask you for the name of the actual island. So not just the region, but the actual island itself. Good morning, caller.
Morning. Is it Zanzibar?
It's in the Zanzibar archipelago. But what is the name of the island?
Pemba Island.
Congratulations. Woo! Honey child, you were paying attention. Very, very good. So in honor of our fellow islanders, I think the most appropriate gift would be something that is beautiful and colorful. So for you, my darling, we're going to do the beautiful elephant wallet. It's so pretty.
Okay, lovely.
Yes. So hold on now. Let me just take down your number. Let me have a look. Hold on. Write it down, because otherwise I'll forget, honey chill. All right. Let me see here now. Elephant wallet and your number. And now I know I have to put something in the wallet. So
even if it's a cent.
Yes, even a penny. We learn something new every day. Just don't give people an empty wallet. I never knew that, but thank you so much, caller. Yeah. And thank you for paying attention.
Thank you. Have a happy Friday.
Thank you. Same to you. All right. So we've given away a number of prizes already. Now, we don't want you guys to feel left out. I mean, the men here, they might be thinking that, well, Sandy's only giving handbags. So what am I going to do? I got something for y'all too. All right. We see Mr. Panton looks like he's ready. I think he even combed his hair for us this morning. He looks good from what I can see. Okay. This is going to be a question. Oh, let me see what's being sent to me. What is this now? Okay. That's Trump news. I can't take anything with him this morning. All right. I want the men to put on their thinking caps and pay attention this morning. I only want men to call in. Let me go grab your male inspired prize this morning. Something I know you men will love. Give me one quick second here. Hold on. Okay, fellas, you ready? All right, I'm going to show you what's up for grabs now. Okay, then we're going to get into serious topics. We're going to put the prizes on hold. Check this out, fellas. This is a Sound Logic Flame. Check this out. It is splash proof. In other words, don't put it in the pool, honey child. If it gets a little water, it's okay. It's a natural flame. You know, don't burn down the house with the real flames outside. And it also has a wireless speaker. So you can actually program it to your phone, your iPad, your computer, whatever. Have it in the backyard, out by the porch. You see how you can put it in the yard. And then you can play a little music right through this thing. Isn't that cool? There we go. There we go. Nice, right? Uh-huh. All right, fellas, here's your question. I want all of the men in this community to also pay attention. You guys got to know what's going on. So the question is, this is a local question. Our Minister of Tourism and Ports kind of got in his feelings a little bit this week. We'll be talking about it next week. What did he get in his feelings over this week? So this two-part question. What did he get in his feelings over? And who is the author of that thing? I'm kind of almost giving away the first part. Yes, I see you, son, but you need to call in. You need to know her name. And what was it that she said that kind of got under his skin, apparently? 936-2626 is the telephone number. This person says they want the pink bag or the elephant purse. Oh, honey child, you at work? I can't help it if you're at work and you can't call in. Okay, somebody wants an appointment with Mr. Panton. I'll pass that on to him and his team. All right. So, where are the fellas? Y'all asleep or what? 936-2626. I expect my phone to be blowing up here this morning. Gentlemen, wake up now. This one is only eligible, males only for this one, because I want to make sure that y'all are paying attention to what's happening in your country. Two-part question. What did the Minister of Tourism and Transport get a little bit up in his feelings about? And who is this person? Oh, honey child, we got at least one man that's been paying attention. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Sandra. How are you?
Not bad. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. All right. So the Caribbean economist's name is Marla Dukaran.
Beautiful.
That's what the minister was very upset about.
Well, he wasn't upset about her, but
yeah, not about her, but it was what she said.
Yes,
and he was basically saying that tourism is pretty much not the cream of the crop or like the biggest earner for Cayman's economy or a large part of Cayman's economy. It was more
yes, sir. Congratulations. I'm so glad to see that you've been paying attention. So you were with the winner of this flame splash proof wireless speaker for the yard, honey child. You can listen to your little music outside when you feel like it. Tell your wife or girlfriend that you get to choose the music. All right, let's see here now, young man. I'm going to go ahead and put you down. Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.
All right. All right, folks. So we're going to put all the prizes on hold this morning. But look at that. We gave away, I have how many bags? 3-4 bags, a wallet, speaker. All right, good to go. Don't worry, we still have more. And so we'll do some more next week. Okay, y'all continue to tune in. Y'all know we love to give stuff away around here. Giovanni says, oh, darn. You just got to call in, Giovanni. You got me in this one, Sandy. You didn't know the answer? Try to get me that flame bobo. Alejandro wanted it. He should have been paying attention. Nope, not Sherry Ann, not Mr. Macfield. You see, y'all, I know y'all be half asleep during the show. But I don't want you to fall asleep during the show anymore, because guess what? Our first trivia question of the day was, who is my special guest today? And you guys guessed it. It is Mr. Wayne Panton. So let's put our collective hands together for a round of applause. Good morning, Premier Panton. Good morning, MP Wayne Panton.
Good morning, Sandra.
Pleasure
to be here with you as usual. And good morning to all of your listeners and those watching. You know, it's always a pleasure to be able to talk to our wonderful people of Cayman, in Cayman, and wherever they are. So thank you for the welcome. I'm happy to be here with you.
Yes, absolutely. Well, you look nice and fresh, I must say. I was joking and saying you look like you even combed your hair this morning because it's nice and slick back. And
that's what happens when you just after you take a shower and you comb it and you don't dry it properly.
Yeah. No, it's a good look.
It'll probably dry out and get a little bit loose later on.
No worries. Lots of people so happy to see you here. Stephanie is sending lots of applause and virtual hugs. Stephen said that you coming on the program today is actually making his day. He is super, super excited to have you here. Of course, Stephen is a Caymanian living in the UK. And somebody else, Christine says, good morning to Mr. Panton. Big Man says, Vicky in blue, looking good. WP Aliano says, good morning, my good sir. My premiere. Ooh, I can't read the rest of that comment on the radio, honey child. That might get me blocked. Aliano, let us behave ourselves. Alejandro says, morning. Leroy says, taking a page out of Alden's book, slicking back the hair.
No, not quite.
Oh, my Lord. Our people here are just so funny. But what is life without some good laughter? All right. This young lady says, good morning to my premiere, the real premiere of the Cayman Islands. Karen says, our long lost premiere. Good morning. Yes, sir. This person says the most honorable Wayne Panton will always be the people's premiere. So thank you guys so much. Lots of really wonderful comments coming in. So let's dig right in. I mean, it's been a minute that we haven't seen you. Now, I know that you were under the weather a little bit. You know, you had your fall, and I know you've been recouping from that. And then you also came down with that little bug that doesn't want to let go. So how are you feeling today? Hopefully you're feeling a bit better.
Yeah, no, I'm doing a lot better, thanks. Yeah, I went through that spell of 4 or 5 weeks with broken ribs and completely laid me up. You know, it was one of those freak accidents. Never had a broken bone in my life.
Wow.
Let me knock and
knock on
again.
Exactly.
But yeah, so you know, and then I picked up this flu about mid-February, and it really knocked me down a little bit before mid-February, actually. And it wasn't COVID, but goodness, it's a good thing it wasn't. I'm good. I'm happy to be back here with you, and I was really pleased to see that you had, you had the Her Excellency the Governor, and you had Honorable Franz Madison, Deputy Governor, on. I think it was earlier this week or last week sometime. I don't remember exactly when
Tuesday.
it was.
Yes,
but I heard that they were on. So that's great, and you know, I want to be able to, you know, come on with you and share views and discussions on issues more frequently.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, we're here for you. So really appreciate it. Lots of positive comments. Jim says a humble and gracious man. And I tell you what, it's not often that we have a guest on that you see the numbers creeping up even more. We're almost at 600 people between YouTube and Instagram, YouTube and Facebook. And then, of course, big shout out to our Instagram listeners. We have added them more recently on the Daily Morning Show, and they're holding strong over there as well. So everyone over at IG, this might be the first time, I think, on your platform that we got someone says, watching from America. This might be the first time that you guys have actually seen Mr. Panton, because I think we've been doing Instagram Live for maybe a month now or so. So yes. All right. So thank you guys so much. Okay, awesome. So lots of wonderful comments. If I read them all, we would have nothing else to do. Sonia says you're looking slick this morning. Oh my goodness. Greetings from the friendly islands of Bermuda, says Paul. Jasmine says that you're looking and sounding great. We love you. Wow. You always really bring out lots of love here from the people. I know that you want to talk about some really important issues. So let us kick off. And, you know, we'll touch on some of these. It might not be a deep dive today, but we want to kind of get the pulse of what Mr. Panton has been thinking about some of these issues that are happening in our community. And then naturally, we'll dig deeper into them as time progresses. But recently, we've had an uptick in serious crime. We had this incident at the Ed Bush playfield there in West Bay that was so shocking and unfortunate with gun violence. And I know that you actually had a community meeting this past week as well, where you addressed the Newlands community. Can you tell us a little bit about your thoughts on what some say is an escalating criminal situation in Cayman? And even if it's not escalating numbers overall, when it comes to serious gun crime, it is definitely escalating and quite serious. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, Chandra, that is very much a concern for all of us. You know, I believe very strongly that you have to look at this issue from a holistic perspective. You have to look at the causes and the potential root causes of this sort of antisocial behavior, and you know, this drift towards criminality in some respects. But we also need to, as leaders in the country, we need to take a very strong stand. This is only a small proportion of our population, and the majority of our population, who are wonderful law-abiding people, need to be given a sense of certainty, a sense of security. So the leadership needs to reflect that, needs to take a very reasoned, sensible position, but a strong position on issues like this. We have, of course, a scenario where constitutionally the governor is responsible for security, but that to me has never meant that the leadership of the country can sit back and say it's not my role, it's not my responsibility. I think the elected leaders in Cayman, the elected leadership in Cayman needs to be out front. It needs to be leading on issues, irrespective of whether it's technically the governor's responsibility.
Yeah.
But as I said, we have to recognize and try to address many of the underlying social conditions that may give rise to this sort of antisocial behavior as well. And that it has been shocking, because we've crossed this inflection point, this watershed, as some people have described it, where we now have we've had shooting in public at a sporting event where children were around, young people were otherwise engaged in positive social activity, and it is tragic. And we know from what we've observed in the US, for example, that these types of things lend themselves to progression. Once something like that happens and you think, we would never have imagined this, somebody else down the road that has a grievance, will think, what's the next best? What's the next thing for me to do? Somebody's already done that. Let me do it. Let me do it to get to a larger extent, to get more attention. So honestly, it's something that we have to take very, very seriously. The leadership has to have a concerted effort. The issue of gun crime in particular is one that I was certainly extremely concerned about. I think if you remember back in, I think it was September or October, we had some issues. We had some developing issues with gun crime and shootings in public and stuff. And I think basically I had asked Her Excellency at that time to convene a national security council meeting. And coming out of that was a commitment that we would review the firearms law to see whether or to consider whether there were any changes that could come from that, which would strengthen that, which would really demonstrate to people that this is something that we're serious about deterring. We cannot have this kind of behavior in this beautiful, 8 Mile by 21 Mile island of Grand Cayman, and of course, we have our two jewels in our sister islands as well. Thankfully, we don't have that sort of thing going on there at this point anyway, and hopefully it never happens. But in Grand Cayman, there's just no space for this sort of thing. We ought to be able to do better, both in terms of ensuring that we address the fundamental underlying social issues that may give rise to this, but also making sure that those people that are involved or engaged in this sort of activity are held accountable, and there is, a proper deterrent effect from our prosecution and sentencing. Now, I don't want to see young people caught up in any of this, but there have to be consequences for antisocial behavior which threatens, the social fabric and safety and security of the country.
Yep.
So,
all right. So we do have
it has to be strong leadership, but it has to be engagement, and it has to be about making sure that we try to identify these social conditions and these circumstances, which are the root causes. And we've forever discussed things like the Yolande Ford report and these types of things that give us a lot of understanding fundamentally about what's behind some of these, some of the root causes. And we have to take it seriously, and we have to address it. And from a leadership perspective, we have to show empathy, we have to show understanding, and we have to show strength and commitment too, because the majority of the country needs that. But we need to be able to work with the various agencies to try to address the underlying causes.
All right. So we do have some comments and questions. So Eve says, now he's concerned about crime. Why not when he was premier? Eve has a lot to say. Let's finish reading them, and then you can address Eve. Law-abiding gun owners don't go around shooting people. Control the criminals who get guns illegally. So Eve says that you didn't do anything about this when you were premier. You just shared that you actually did, and you shared some concerns with the governor. What else were you guys looking at in terms of crime deterrence, some of the social underlying problems that you say is the root cause of this? What exactly during your administration would you guys have been working on?
Well, I mean, I'm not sure who Eve is, but I would say that I have made my views very clear in relation to issues like this. Whenever we had significant upticks with criminality, particularly involving gun crime, and yes, we all understand that the vast majority of that, in fact, probably 99.9%, if not 100%, involves illegal guns, and that is the area of major concern. But I didn't shy away from any of that. We had meetings of the entire parliament, briefings with the commissioner. We had very clear indications to the commissioner that we needed certain actions taken. And of course, this goes back to the former commissioner, Mr. David Byrne. So Derek Byrne, sorry. So we now have our own Caymanian commissioner, and we have these same challenges. And he's doing a good job addressing those as well. But the suggestion that nothing was being done, or no action was being taken, and nothing was being said is absolutely wrong. If you go back and look at the various press releases, the videos that were done, you will clearly see that these issues are being addressed head on. As to what we're doing, the problem is that it takes a very multifaceted approach. There's not just one solution to it. We have to try to make sure that our young people have opportunities. They need to have hope. They need to feel that there is a place for them in this country. And unfortunately, I mean, this sort of gets into a much wider discussion, but unfortunately, we have a lot of things that happen in this country where there is, there's a legitimate concern about where the benefits are, who's benefiting versus who is not, and we have to make sure that there is a broad-based benefit for everybody in this country, particularly Caymanians. And I don't say that to say that Caymanians are entitled without effort. That Caymanians should be given anything. We in our own country ought to have the first choice, but we have to be able to earn it as well. We have to make the effort, and we have to help those in society that need assistance through education and promoting opportunities for them, promoting training and development. And for those that have issues with mental illness or mental health issues, we need to absolutely provide assistance around that and embrace that and help those people as well. We also need to address the issues of the scourge of abuse of drugs. A lot of this comes from the root cause, I guess, comes from criminality around illegal gambling, around drug use and sales. But I don't know. I don't know if people generally agree with me, but my sense is that while we've seen this sort of thing happen in other countries, and a lot of it is in relation to conflicts between gangs that are fighting over turf. And fundamentally, it's about money. It's about control. But I have this sense in Cayman that it seems like it's even more basic than that. It's just silly things that we should be more mature and grown up about in addressing. I don't care what strata you are, what you're involved with. We should not have shootings because somebody looked at somebody strangely or somebody looked at somebody else's significant other, and it seems that there's so much about that. Yes, there is stuff about control and turf and all this sort of stuff, but it seems like the flashpoints are always these silly little things.
It's kind of like politics, to be honest, personality driven. It's like, okay, I don't like this person.
Yeah.
So, their cousin becomes targeted as well, and their brother. And it is very much, it's different dynamics for Cayman, I do believe as well.
I don't know. I think we have to engage with young people and we need to engage with some of the people who are involved in these kinds of activities, and not just put them off to the side and say, they're not worth the effort.
Yep. All right. We do have some more questions.
Something that I'm certainly prepared to do. I have concerns that some of the activity seems to be spreading out, not in terms of necessarily the actual shootings, but people who are engaged with it are coming from communities that are further east as well. And we need to be able to engage with these young people. We need to understand the issues that drive this kind of behavior, and to be able to respond appropriately. Cayman has been so busy being prosperous and successful, and I think we sort of lost track of the impacts of other elements of our society that just haven't come along at the same pace, and we continue to do things without planning. And you notice it's something that I have been concerned about for a long time, and I've been trying to, certainly as Premier, I was in the process of developing the use of data reports, a future trends report, for example, which would sort of collate all the government data, ensure that we collect additional data and utilize that to help make the best decisions for the country. For too long, we have just sat back and we've made ad hoc decisions. There's been little in the way of real planning, and we don't seem to know where we're going. You know,
Right, we do have a caller. Can I just pause you there for one quick second? We do have a caller on the line. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program. Hello, caller.
Morning, Sandra.
Morning, Alejandro.
Yeah. Morning, Mr. Ponton.
Good morning, sir.
Question or comment?
I'm listening to you. Appreciating that you're finding not in restraint that you have to defend in the political podiums or anything like that. That you're concerned in them anymore, right? If you think back into our conversations before when you was on Premier and lack of concern in the marijuana industry that I'm trying to advocate for us to be free from the criminal activities. And if you're trying to connect with the youths, I mean, let's start with the adults and then think what the youths are thinking as well. So when you say gang violence and drugs, turfs, and other significant others and all those things, right? Marijuana is just only an accessory, and it's just like a woman carrying a purse. Sometimes those purses can have it could be empty, and then it could have other important things. And when you challenge the mental ability with people and under the influence of marijuana as well, you should think that maybe it's not marijuana that is a problem and it should be out of the situation. And I believe that, yeah, decriminalization is a good option and it could be the best for us at the moment, but I would love to still advocate for it to be legal for therapeutic purposes, because a lot of people do drink alcohol, they do other hard drugs, but I can tell you one thing from experience: marijuana has always kept the lion at peace. And if you because you don't use it, you don't understand it, and you don't know it, can you listen to somebody that have experience of it? I hear a lot of people listening and not understanding. But if you're such passionate about mental health, can we think about the people that are using medical marijuana, and maybe the medical marijuana is just not the key at the moment? And you think of it like alcohol. The doctor can prescribe to you 1 glass a day, but there's people that are drinking tons every day. You know, we gotta look at how we can help make the people in the community join together through their beliefs, like how we would believe in God, but we all have different religions. And that's just my point. If you can take what I'm saying with a cup of salt, I would love you to just forget about just what you care about and what others, and just start thinking about what others care about as well. Yeah. You know, okay. I understand we all have concerns and things, and I support it all as well. But I would love people to acknowledge what everyone is saying, not just one person is saying, you know. We all got to be collected on this island. We got to be collected on this island as I can see, unity is not there, especially when we don't like what people are saying.
All right, Alejandro, appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, let's read some comments and give the premier an opportunity to mull over that in his head. Lucky Body says, huh? Caller not making any sense. Steven says, not again, sigh. What a hot mess. We have people on WhatsApp says, didn't we have a moratorium on Alejandro bringing up this topic? Has that expired? He has just been in repeat now. And we did have a moratorium, and for a couple months, we were able to talk about other things other than marijuana. Every time Alejandro called in, somebody said, asking if he has a job. A couple people did the palm face slap and said, OMG. Oh, what a hot mess. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, Alejandro is very singularly concerned about this topic. What is your position?
Yeah,
on it,
Sandra. I think if Alejandro was listening to what I was saying, I didn't actually refer to any particular drug. I certainly didn't refer specifically to marijuana. And I think my position has been very clear. Firstly, from a legal and constitutional perspective, legal perspective, based on the international conventions that we are a party to through the UK, we cannot entertain the idea of legalization, meaning that it is legal to grow, possess, consume, these are the typical sorts of things that I hear, people talking about in relation to marijuana. That is not an option for us. We have had Bermuda, for example. I think about 2, maybe 3 years ago now. 2 years ago, I think. They might have been 3. They passed legislation to try to promote legalization and to achieve possession and growing and all this type of thing. I'm not an expert on all the provisions of their legislation, so I'm not going to talk about that other than in a very general sense. But they ran straight into the international legal constraints, and the UK took a position that they were not going to approve that legislation. And Bermuda has a more advanced constitutional position than we have, but the UK nevertheless took a very strong position on it and prevented that legislation from going into effect. So for Cayman, what we have been talking about is decriminalization, meaning that the criminal the consequences of possession and consumption of small amounts would be minimal, so that, for example, we don't have young people who consume marijuana, get or possess small amounts for personal consumption, get convicted, then end up having problems with getting jobs because they have a criminal record. Those are the types of issues that arise out of around the discussion of decriminalization. And my position has been clear that I support decriminalization. Obviously, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't want people going around on every street corner smoking marijuana and that sort of thing. It is not. I don't find it something pleasant to smell. But I believe, and I know that we have a lot of people in the country who utilize marijuana as a form of therapy. And I do think it has significant potential to be helpful in many areas. And in fact, in the government between 2013 and 2017, I was one of the significant proponents of promoting the cannabis oil, the cannabidiol oil, in order to for people to use it in various therapies, including potentially treating either diseases directly or the symptoms of those diseases. So the government at that time put that in place, and we've had the ability for doctors to prescribe cannabis oil for some time. So that's medical marijuana. So we recognize that this is happening. We recognize that there are benefits, but we also recognize that there are downsides. Particularly, I'm certainly concerned. I don't want young people I mean, young boys in particular who have less developed brains at a, you know, in mid to early teenage years, being involved in consuming this type of thing. So we have to have some constraints, but in general, it is entirely possible for us, and it has been confirmed by the UK that they don't have any objection to us dealing with decriminalization as opposed to legalization.
Okay.
So yes, I've been supportive in that area, in relation to decriminalization.
All right, thank you.
We have no latitude. We have no latitude in relation to legalization. So the arguments around that, to me, are futile. I don't think we should be continuing to argue that, you know, that we should be growing marijuana here and have an industry here and this type of thing. It's just not. It's not going to happen. For a number of reasons, including the reality that we're just not an agricultural society either.
We do have a caller. We'll come back to that here in a second. But caller, good morning and welcome to the program.
Hi, good morning, Sandra, and good morning to your guest.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. I have a number of topics about from garbage dump to mental health facility, but I'll focus on another one where I think the squeaky wheel needs some oil. But the other morning, rather, Saturday morning, I was driving and was listening to Miss Tara Bush's health segment, and she had some people on that had various stages of oh, now the word just slipped out of my mind. The sugar illness. Diabetes. Yes. I guess it must be a sign of my age here, losing the vocabulary. Anyway, and one of the ladies that was speaking a lot from personal experience, when Tara asked her about what the plan going forward, she said, well, she's on a list for a kidney transplant and she don't know if that'll ever happen or what. And it came to my mind that a former colleague of mine who had a heart transplant was telling me a story that because apparently the recipients for transplants are in a list of priority, and because Cayman does not have an organ donation program, they have not legalized organ donation where you could have it on your driver's license if something happens to you or something, you could give away good parts. Our applicants, the Caymanian applicants, fall to the bottom of the list for transplants. Now, I'm taking that to be the truth. I don't know if it is or not, but I wanted to say this to government, that I think they could easily change legislation and put the required functions in place that Caymanian people, residents of Cayman, could donate organs when they no longer have a use of it and they're in good shape. And I wanted to mention this to another member of our government. I already mentioned it to one who was very sympathetic because they had a personal stake in that, but nothing has been done because I mentioned it right after the election when this person was newly elected in my district, and they said they had a vital interest in that because of a family member, and I think I should reignite the discussion on this topic, and I'll let you go because I'm sure you have many other calls. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you much, caller.
But I thought based on Tuesday's show when Health City was on that the legislation for donors, for organ donors, is actually advancing. I thought it was probably just at the stage where the regulations needed to be firmed up and implemented.
There is legislation, I believe, that has been in place for some time. I think it was done under, I think it was maybe probably three administrations ago. And I think that there is broader implementation that remains to be done, including regulations to properly address the various issues that and prescribe exactly how things will work. But I can't tell you that I'm terribly familiar with it because it's not an area that that I think came up in the last 2.5 years or so.
Well, hopefully, as the caller said, that it can advance, because it definitely is something that is utilized to save lives, kind of all over the world. So I see a lot of comments still. You guys going on about the whole marijuana thing. I want y'all to remember to please, the premieres here. We've got lots of areas to cover. This person says Panton and others have answered Alejandro multiple times. He's simply not getting the answer he wants. Listen, I'm not going to say that there isn't a platform for his belief, but this is not it. Sandy, this person says, can you please tell Mr. Panton that the young Caymanians got a record for ganja, and the people coming here on work permits also have a record. And when they get their police record in their country, it's wiped clean. How come here and smoking it, but come here and smoking it hard. So this person is basically saying that people from overseas are able to get a clean record for the exact same offenses.
Yeah, I mean, I think that may be true because the legislation in other countries may have different implications in terms of whether the extent to which it's an offense, the extent to which it's already decriminalized, or if it's not decriminalized, as I said, the extent to which it's an offense and how it's reported in their criminal record system. And yeah, let's face it, there are lots of people that utilize it. And there's just no denying that. But we have to certainly recognize where the risks are, where the challenges are. But fundamentally, for me, I don't believe that, even though we have the Criminal Record Spent Conviction Act in place, which allows a person to apply who has been convicted, apply after a period of time has elapsed without further conviction, to have their record or the conviction expunged. There is still, that has helped, but there's still an intervening period where it does impact people. And it is, particularly for young people, 3, 4, 5 years is a long time. And when you're trying to develop, get into a job, get into a career and this sort of thing. So it's an issue, and I know Alejandro has been talking about this type of issue for a long time, and
he says it's the only issue that he's going to continue to speak on, that he's committed to until the day he dies.
And that's I think everybody has the right to air a view, but it shouldn't dominate the discussion, because we have so many other issues that we have to deal with as well, that are really important to our quality of life, to our opportunities for young people, to the healthcare and the promotion of healthy lives of older people, to our broader economy, and making sure that the economy is and the country is developing in a way that makes sense for us as Caymanians. Because that's going back to the point I made earlier about lack of planning. Every time we try to do something to implement some rationale, implement some data-based approach, somebody decides that it's not the right approach. And that's unfortunately one of the things behind what transpired back in November, where I stepped down as premier. I'll be very frank and upfront and say that there was a corrupt initiative behind that. You end up in a situation where you have to recognize the circumstances that you face, and that was where I was positioned. But here I was, trying to make sure that the country was moving forward. We successfully transitioned out of the COVID environment with a great record, and the economy came back very strongly. It certainly surprised me the extent to which population growth occurred following that. As I said many times, there was no policy that was behind in encouraging that or facilitating that. But what it reflected is that we just weren't prepared enough, and hadn't had the ability to think through and put in place controls which might reflect or might have reduced the impact that we now face today, and we will face going forward if we do nothing about it. The problem is that when you try to even implement some of the smallest changes, you have people who are resistant to that because they have for so long benefited from the status quo that they don't want any changes. Anyway, there'll be more discussion about that at a later point.
Well, it's interesting that you made mention of, I see Alejandro says, step down. He put the little alien emoji. We'll get into in more detail as time goes on exactly what happened, but you talked about certain elements not wanting to, basically you just mentioned the word corruption. So I think that certainly says a lot.
Well, I said it was a corrupt initiative. If money is being paid to certain people to take certain actions, and we all understand, and we all saw what happened, what transpired along the way. That is, I regard that as a corrupt initiative. The idea was to try to bring down the government, to destabilize the government. And frankly, there were certain people, and we know who the players are, who were involved, that engaged and facilitated this activity. But anyway, that does not take away from the challenges that we continue to face, and we have to continue to speak about them and address them. What I mentioned earlier about facing the reality that we have to plan, that we have to have proper decision making that reflects the wishes of the people of the country. These are things that I have spoken about in the past. I've talked about a national dialogue, about something similar to, but a far more evolved and effective form of Vision 2008. Our people ought to have direct input into what the country is going to look like in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years time, 30 years time. And that to me, that's a fundamental issue. It is also very, very relevant in the context that we face climate change issues today as well. We just cannot continue. We're at a pressure cooker level where we just cannot continue with the same policies, doing the same things, not having any controls, not having any specific plans. Now, let me give you an example. One of the things that I had implemented, we were in the process of doing an RFP. The RFP was supposed to go out for a consultant to help us put in place a future trends report, which is basically the collection of data. Government collects a lot of data as it is, but it doesn't utilize that or put that data in a form which helps to provide guidance and allows that data to or the country to obtain the benefit from that and to get the best policies in place. That future trends report and the initiative around that and the RFP seems to have just disappeared. It seems to have been pulled. I don't know why. I can't imagine why. The collection of data which would inform proper decisions is a politically controversial thing, or something that would be regarded as undesirable. I think it is highly desirable. I was also in the process of working with international organizations to do a national dialogue, a discussion with the people of this country as to what we want Cayman to be, what we want it to look like, how we want it to feel, how we want to live in our country, and what our aspirations are for our children going forward. And that has obviously fallen away now as well. And I think it's a shame that that's the case. I'm going to try to figure out whether I can do that separately and outside or in parallel with government. If they don't want to do it, I'm not sure it'll be that easy to do. But the idea was to try to get a lot of feedback, and not just a sample of 400 or 500 people, but thousands of people. We did we had the cruise port group that went out on the basis of seeking to establish enough signatures to bring about a people-driven referendum on the cruise port, and there was probably 8,000 or 10,000 signatures on that. There is no reason why we can't have a national dialogue. It would probably take 6 or 8 months, but the benefits of that would be astronomical. To have the views of the people of this country as to what they want the country to look like and feel like, and then utilize that information to help develop policies, to direct how we're doing things, so that at the end of the day, we have a greater chance of delivering a country that looks and feels like something that aligns with what people's expectations were, what they expressed to us, rather than just flipping a coin and leaving it to chance, which is what we've been doing. And we have all these problems now. We have. I went back and I had a look at the statement of the former Premier Sir Alden McLaughlin. I think it was back in 2019, and it was the last budget that he would have delivered. His government would have delivered. And one of the statements he made, well, the summary of what he was talking about in terms of the main points he was making in his statement at that time in relation to that budget, was that there was a recognition that we have significant issues around traffic and cost of living. And what has changed? Traffic has only gotten worse. Yes, we've been building tons of roads and expanding roads, but that isn't just not the solution. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but when you're driving around on some of the roads, sometimes now it just feels like the island is in danger of becoming one big road system, and that just can't be the solution, and it isn't the solution. We know that. So we have to have very clear understandings about what it is we should be aiming to do. We should be looking to control development in certain areas. We should be accepting as a country that we just can't have unlimited development and a totally market-driven approach, because we'll end up with a plethora of problems, a compounding of issues that we already have, and that's just not going to be at the end of the day something that represents success as a country, particularly as a beautiful island or set of islands where we have for so long enjoyed the uniqueness of our society and the and in the context and the setting of our beautiful environment, the things that attract people here, tourists here, attract people. The same things that attract people here to come and work and live are the same things that Caymanians should be benefiting from and should continue to benefit from and should get more benefits from.
All right,
we're losing all of this because we're just not doing the things that are necessary to plan and get the data and to understand what people how people feel. Is Cayman supposed to be a Hong Kong, or is it supposed to be something that people feel is more akin to a tropical island where we have this incredible mix of tourism as well as financial services and the broader aspects of that, which give us the success and continues to give us the success that we've had. We're in danger of having it collapse on itself, and that is something that we just as a country would be an absolute shame if we didn't take proactive measures to make sure that we get the results that the country wants.
All right, let's read a few questions. Morning to Denver. Denver says we're headed for disaster due to not properly planning for our future. We have Amy. Good morning, Amy. Amy says, I'd like to know when or if there are any initiatives to educate kids in school about our political processes and government. So more of like civics and, political education, which I think is a great question, Amy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep. Of course, I don't know that the education minister has talked about curriculum lately. Richard says research show that youth most at risk of underemployment. Expanding the NICE program to include trades and self-sufficiency development for Caymanians is simple. First steps to include youth as active economic unit. So the NICE program really isn't an ongoing employment program, though. That is a seasonal, normally 2 to 3 weeks at most, maybe 4 weeks, community cleanup project. So I'm not so sure, Richard, that would be under the umbrella that you would do such a thing. But I think the point is taken to have some sort of work employment initiatives that includes our young people as well. Mr. Troy says, good morning. Troy Leacott, morning, Troy. Says, good morning, Mr. Jackson. Why has it taken so long to open the new mental health facility? Do you think that having more mental health services available in each district clinic would be helpful?
I mean, to the first point, that has been a source of frustration, was a source of frustration personally for me as a premier, and I know it was and it remains a source of frustration for the minister for health and wellness. It is, as I understand it, there have been issues with work that was carried out on the facility, which is now called Poinciana. Some work that was carried out on that apparently has been failing inspections from BCU. I have to tell you that I'm sometimes confused about some of this stuff, because my understanding is that, and I'm not a contractor and I've never been heavily engaged with building, but I do know that they periodically, at different stages, review the work, they review the plans, they review the work before things are closed in. So I don't know. I'm not quite sure how we end up in a situation where we have, significant delays because of certain failures. But that's what I understand the position to be. It is not an issue of any failure of political will. It may be that there is some fundamental problems with the way it was initially structured in terms of construction and stuff. But that's, at this point, we have to deal with the realities and tick off the various things and get them done as quickly as possible, because I fundamentally believe that we need to have this long-term mental health facility in place. We need to be able to bring home some of our Caymanians. I mean, I can see situations in which it might not be advisable to bring home everybody, but as many as possible ought to be able to come home, and we need to be able to utilize it for people who require treatment right now on island who haven't gone away anywhere. So it's a really important thing. And yes, Troy, I think mental health is as important as physical health. There is no question about that. It's just, sometimes the symptoms are less obvious, but we need to be able to improve the mental health services, and that may well be for at least some nursing or people with training in the various district clinics, to be able to give guidance and identify where someone may be having difficulties. We've done a lot of work around destigmatizing and promoting mental health. We have a specific unit within HSA now, which is open to our young people, so that they don't have to go through, they don't have to go down to A&E. If there is an issue, they go directly to this facility at HSA, and they get immediate treatment, and they can begin immediate treatment there. Obviously, if somebody's having a full-blown crisis, I think they have to. There are times when it would be appropriate to go to emergency. But yes, mental health is something that is as important as physical health. It is all an important aspect of our lives, of our community, and we have to take it seriously as families. We have to take it seriously as individuals, and certainly as a government, and a national healthcare service provider. These things have to be up front and discussed very openly, because it's nothing to be ashamed about. People should be no more ashamed about mental illness than they would be if they came down with they developed type 2 diabetes or something like that, or cancer, or anything else, any other kind of illness. It's just a part of the human condition, and it happens, and that's nothing to be embarrassed about. That is something that as a community we should embrace and support everybody who unfortunately has these type of developments.
All right, thank you. So Anthony was asking for us to move on from that previous topic, which we have. He made me chuckle with that last bit. He says, a condom could have prevented that last caller. Kiss my teeth. Lord Jesus, y'all are just... Woo, honey child, y'all are not easy. Bob says maybe a better public transportation system. We're still waiting on that.
Yeah, absolutely. That is, that is a critical part of a solution for us. But I don't get the impression that you know, that is being placed front and center. I don't know. I mean, the last discussion, a public discussion I saw around the report that had been done by Deloitte on public transport seemed quite vague in terms of you know, how it was going to be implemented or what the next steps were. Yes, there have been certain technical resources that were provided by the UK to assist with this, but I think the minister needs to come out and address this issue more specifically and be more definitive about how we're going to be able to move forward and address these issues. Because to me, public transport is not you know, is not just a wish list. It's something that has to be done. It absolutely has to be done. We have to have better mass transit, mass transport, in order to address the issues that we have with traffic in the country. Otherwise, we are forever going to be choked in traffic in the country. It is just not possible to address it through just building roads. You have to have much broader ambitions than that.
All right. Very, very good. Telephone number 936-2626. Obviously, the lines are open. El Rey says traffic, limit cars imported, staggered work hours, move schools back, or east, sorry. Bus kids to schools from centralized bus depots. Damien is asking
those are all possibilities that could be implemented to some extent or another. But it's going to take a collection of initiatives to begin to address the issue for us. Not just one simple answer.
Alejandro says take religious education out of our government schools and introduce astronomy, if not introduced. I don't know what that means. Bob, good morning, Bob, says stop developing your beautiful resources, leave Barkers alone, raise the minimum wage to living wage. And he goes on to say that the development has already ruined much of the natural beauty of Grand Cayman. Pay landowners to set aside open spaces. Cayman has plenty of money to solve their problems. I don't know about that. The budget seemed a little bit tight. Speaking of money, let's talk about the budget. So we have, this government having passed quite an interesting budget. Your departure from the government happened right before. And let me just ask you very, very frankly here, is it not the case that maybe you and your colleagues were not on the same page when it came to the budget? And that's one of the reasons why they were actively squeezing you out the door.
I think that is true to some extent. There was, in particular, one ministry in which there were issues.
Which ministry, sir?
Well, I mean, I think it's common knowledge that there was a disagreement with the current premier in her role as education minister, and how we address the issue with the proposed high school in Cayman Rack. It wasn't just limited to that, though. I think there was issues around the district admin budget as well.
And what was the concern with the school in the BRAC? Like, where were the two of you not having a meeting of the minds?
Well, let me be clear. It wasn't just me. I think there was a concern amongst many other members in government that while we are all very committed and supportive of Cayman BRAC, there was a concern that this wasn't something that we could fit into the budget at that time as an absolute commitment. And my position was you know, I was supportive of being able to move forward with it, but it couldn't be definitively fit in the budget at that time, you know, within all the various constraints that we were dealing with. You know, to ensure that there was the FFR, the framework for fiscal responsibility, and the principles of prudent financial management that is set out in the existing legislation in Cayman could be adhered to safely and prudently going forward. We just couldn't fit it in at that time. Now, what has happened is, and it's unfortunate that, you know, I had just the day before Parliament occurred in December, I had this unfortunate fall and broke 3 ribs. Anybody who knows anything about broken ribs would understand that I wouldn't be able to go to Parliament and sit through the budget discussions on that. Believe me, I was at home with huge doses of painkillers every day for a month. But you know, I was quite disappointed with the way it was dealt with. There was a lot of you know, commentary. There were comments from the opposition about being concerned with the increase in the budget overall. There was concern about this proposal to borrow $150 million. And let's face it, the reason you had to borrow $150 million was to be able to fit the school in. But also, it seems to me, it was proposed in order to facilitate compliance with the framework for fiscal responsibility. And let's just say the last thing you want to be doing is borrowing money, particularly at expensive rates, to give yourself the cash in order to comply with the provisions of the FFR, you know, particularly around cash reserves.
And for those of us who have
the opposition, the formal opposition seemed to be concerned about it and express their concerns, but then they supported it at the end of the day, and they did nothing but turn around afterwards and say, yeah, we've supported this, but we're going to be keeping an eye on it. Well, I don't know. You know, if you put in so much effort to assist others in destabilizing the government by coming forward with your motions for no confidence to try to topple the government, and then you seem to capitulate when some of the very things that you are fundamentally opposed to gets implemented. I just don't know where. I am thoroughly confused by the formal opposition, official opposition. I don't know what they're standing for right now, and they just don't seem to have obtained any clarity in their own minds about what it is they're trying to achieve. You know, other than to facilitate. And I'm not saying that they were involved in anything at all, other than you know, bringing the motion and prosecuting the motion. And that in itself, of course, we know that the vote did not succeed, but it facilitated, and it was a part of the whole process.
So let me just.
I just don't know where they're at. I don't know. I don't know how the argument goes that the country was going in the wrong direction, and then we end up with a significantly increased budget with a significantly increased level of borrowing, and somehow that is not the wrong direction. Somebody needs to help me understand that. I don't understand the logic behind it. It seemed to me
let me
that the approach that I was taking with the support of with certain, quite a bit of the government at the time was the right approach. And the reality is the budget that was ultimately passed was probably 80%, 85, 90% the budget that I had put forward. But the additional elements that had become the subject of contention were papered over by just saying, yeah, we're going to borrow an additional $150 million, and we're going to go forward with these costs that previously, the previous premier and finance minister said we couldn't afford to commit to at the time.
Okay, let me pause you there for one quick second. We do have a couple callers, then some comments that are coming in. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Morning, dear.
I have a issue with landlord and tenant. And I just want to share. I was calling you up in February, but I didn't get through.
Okay. Can I just ask you? Let me just ask you a question. We do have former Premier Panton on as a guest right now. Is this something you wanted his opinion with, or are you looking for me specifically to help you?
Anyone can help me, please. Anyone can help me because I am having an issue with this landlord.
Okay, let me. We want to kind of pick Mr. Panton's brain, and I know this is a very important topic for you, obviously, and we do want to ask about landlord tenancy. But if it's something that you want to do kind of for Consumer Friday segment, we're not really doing that today because we do have him on as a guest.
Okay,
So can we?
Go ahead, please.
No,
Go ahead.
I wonder if we could save it for another day where we try to get to the bottom of your particular situation.
Mr. Panton, him could help me with it.
Okay.
You think so?
I don't know. Let's hear it.
You want me to go ahead?
Yes, I would say be as brief as you can.
Okay, all right. I have a situation in February. I live at 351 Marina Drive, and I have gotten notice to move out by the 29th of February. However, I went and I located an apartment. So I tell the landlord that if it's possible for me to leave out the deposit because I got a place. And she, hello?
Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
Yes, and what she had done, she had changed the door lock on me, and she has disconnected the water because the water was in my name and every bill was up to date. So I didn't have a choice because the place where I had gotten, it's never really ready on because it was the light in. So I went and I paid her rent. That is $1,300. And I asked her, can you fix the lock back and give me back the water? She tell me yes. After she taken the money, she released the water, but she haven't changed the lock. And I was living there until the ending of February without she fixed the lock. However, when I moved out the 29, I called her, and she and her friend, and she looked in the apartment, and she said to me, okay, Diane, everything is fine. Everything look good. You're good. And give me the key. And I gave her the key. So I videoed the apartment and everything. Now I asked her, what happened to the deposit? She said to me, it is to pay the bills. I said, okay, I am going to pay the bills and bring you the receipt.
All right, let me, Miss, let me just pause you right there. This is obviously a lot more involved. When I said brief, we didn't quite get to that point. So this is a perfect question for our Consumer Friday segment, which we will do next week. So yes, ma'am. So what I want you to do is, in fact, I might even help you out, and we'll do it on Monday. So you call back on Monday. You can give us all the details then, and then we can contact your landlord. In fact, your landlord's probably already listening to the show this morning. She knows that she's going to get called out on Monday, so she's probably going to be returning your deposit very soon to you. But if she doesn't get in contact with you between now and Monday, give us a call back on Monday, and we'll see how we can assist with sorting you out, okay?
I was just a minute. I was just about telling her that she messaged me and tell me that there are some repairs that been wanted done that happened by you, and not until we fix the repair, then you can get your money back. So I messaged her. I said to her, why haven't you point out when you tell me that everything is fine? When you check, everything is fine. You're good to go, and you take the keys.
All right. Monday.
Okay.
All right, dear.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
most
you,
welcome. No problem. All right.
Okay.
That's a conversation for next week. So just remember, folks, you guys know how difficult it is for us to get Mr. Panton here. He's a busy man. So when he comes in, let's keep the questions straight and narrow on topics we really need him to get involved in. That's something we can handle on our own. We don't need your help with that, Mr. Panton. But the broader question,
what
tenancy.
What it reflects and on the lines is that we need to have landlord and tenant reform,
exactly,
and that is something that was, again, it was articulated, it was requested, and so far I haven't seen anything developing from the relevant Ministry of District.
That would be Ms. Julie's minister. Okay. Let me ask you a question in relation to this, because you guys had a housing task force that under your administration had been set up. Was that housing task force also looking at some of these landlord tenancy issues?
I think peripherally, only in the context of trying to find solutions to the broader housing issues that we were having, including understanding supply and understanding what the impediments were, and understanding and trying to work out solutions that would assist in providing better opportunities, more opportunities for affordable homes and for Caymanians to be able to access housing at reasonable costs. That is another thing that needs to be there needs to be far greater discussion about that. Now, that report was finished. It was reviewed by cabinet, and I haven't heard much, or I don't think the country has heard much more about it since. The work that was done around developing the policy and proposed changes to the stamp duty law to significantly broaden the stamp duty concessions and abatements for Canadian first and second time buyers was put in place. There were legislative drafting instructions to make changes to the Stamp Duty Act, and that seems to have disappeared as well. I don't know where things are at with that. So I do think that while the policy will work for the time being, I think the changes need to be reflected in the law.
All right, we do have a caller in the line. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Good morning. I just want to briefly say that Honorable Mr. Panton, your humility, your sincerity, your intelligence is so sorely lacking in some of our other government officials. Please, I beg you not to exit the political stage, because you represent so much of the humility and the warmth and sincerity that makes so many of us fall in love with this country. I just want to thank you.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that.
There you go. Nice. All right. Let's continue with the...
I may have to get him to negotiate with my wife.
So we did get a note earlier. There was an accident out there. Folks, please be careful on the roadways. This person says, poor Wayne. Just shaking his head. All right. Let me see here now. Mr. Panton, please understand that the PPM government is now running these islands again. Julie is PPM and she got the rest on her side. So maybe that's why, to your point that you mentioned very, very diplomatically about how they made some criticisms of the budget, but then turned around and voted in favor of it anyway, was a little bit surprising to you. Maybe that was a trade-off. Alden got Speaker of the House. PPM is back in the fold. Julie.
Yeah, let me be fair. I was offered the position of being Speaker. But
Your consolation prize.
That was just not something that I ever saw myself, a role that I ever saw myself doing, you know, and I felt that the neutrality required by the role would require me to, you know, to be too limited in what I wanted to say and what I might want to say in relation to issues generally. So I very much preferred just defaulting to my MP role in representing my constituency.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is that, you know, that wasn't, you know, something that was sort of a part of any outcome that anybody else may have been seeking. You know, it was as a result of me saying, no, I don't want to be speaker. Thank you very much. But yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. I think there's a lot more clarity that's required from the official opposition at this point, rather than just saying, yeah, we're gonna, you know, we're keeping an eye on what's happening. You know, I think I demonstrated beyond doubt that my concern as premier and as ultimately then as since March of last year as Minister of Finance was fiscal responsibility, was making sure that decisions were made which put the country or didn't put the country in a bad position or worse position going forward, put it at risk in terms of our fiscal stability. I think ending up borrowing $150 million in order to do certain projects which some people felt weren't necessarily a priority at the time in terms of actually being committed to it 100%. I was supportive generally, but I had to, you know, I made it very clear to the minister at the time that while that was the case, I would only be supportive to the extent that it didn't imperil the fiscal stability of the country. And there's a whole lot of interesting discussion around that, which we don't have to get into.
One thing I do want to get into,
that, you know, it just seems that, you know, there was an accusation about going in the wrong direction for the country, with, you know, people going out and talking all sorts of nonsense. I mean, you know, anybody that believes that I am authoritarian, you know, would have to be getting into some really bad stuff to distort their views on anything. So a lot of that was clearly just designed to try to provide a facade around what was being attempted, and that was, you know, to get me out of the way, so that people could do whatever they wanted to do. But as I said, it was disappointing that you know, there hasn't been a greater recognition that we are now on a path and going in a direction which is far more risky for the country. You know, we live in a world where for the last 2 years there's been speculation and prediction that, for example, the United States was going to go into significant recession. That hasn't happened, but I think, you know, continued growth and high economic activity just doesn't continue forever. And for us in Cayman, having come out of COVID and having depleted a lot of the reserves, you know, both governments supported the approaches that enabled us to be able to get through COVID and support our communities the way that we did successfully. Coming out of that is not the time to just start spending money and borrowing money and going off on a spending spree with you know expensive capital projects. It is a time to consolidate. It's a time to take a very careful and reasoned approach that would help to ensure that our future is stronger. You So I think we're just taking unnecessary chances right now with some of the proposed budget provisions.
Okay. Vicky and Stephanie. Stephanie says amen to that last caller. Vicky says that needs a kaboom. Hold on a second, honey child. Got to get my kaboom button. There you go. Natasha says, first of all, Leroy is asking for overtime already today. Natasha says, can I ask, with this being such a huge issue, why so many on island, with so many on island and so many voters, why isn't or hasn't it been addressed Fair Housing Act and Landlord and Tenancy Act in force? Sorry. How do we get our representatives to address and handle these matters? Miss having you as Premier, Wayne, she says as well.
Yeah, I think there's one thing that that motivates politicians, and that is particularly those that that need to remain in office because they may feel that their options are limited otherwise. One thing they respond to is voter pressure, is a concerted effort to reflect the views of or communicate the views of voters on particular issues. And whether they personally support those issues at that time, they're going to feel very much inclined to seriously consider that approach or the views of those voters.
Very good. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning now.
Morning, dear. How are you?
Anton.
Good morning, there.
So good to hear you. And I just want to encourage you, for the territories that do carry the title of honorable, you do wear that title honorably. Not everyone wears that title honorably. Why I say that? You do not seek a position of a seat, but you first are true and honest to yourself. We have to be true and honest to ourselves first before we can be true and honest to anything or anyone. Have a blessed day.
Thank you so
there.
much. Wow.
And I agree with you 100%.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very, very nice. Okay. My guy, says Cindy. Morning, Cindy. You're late, but better late than never. CC in the house. Red flag. All right, overtime, Miss Sandy, says Leroy. He's asking the teacher for some overtime. We'll see how it goes, because remember now, I got a lot to do today. Your people are with you. Your people were and are with you, says Natasha. They're not representing what the majority of the people want and care about, meaning the ones that are in there now. Dee Dee, good morning. Mr. Panton, I'd like to ask your thoughts on abolishing the party system that is in place. We can see clearly that it's killing the way of life for a beautiful island and the betterment of the people. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I will tell you that I fundamentally believe in organized politics. I do feel that that leads to a better outcome. The problem with just having independence is that they're never really independent. Too many of them have people behind them who are funding them and controlling them, and so what in effect you have is a number of unofficial political groupings that answer to those people that have been providing funding to them, rather than taking an independent perspective and saying, we're only going to consider things that represent the best collective approach for the country and the people of the country, the interests of the country. And that's just an unfortunate reality. And the way to address some of that stuff is to try to get through electoral finance reform. And unfortunately, the old saying that turkeys don't vote for Christmas, those things are things that too many politicians will try to resist because they feel it's not in their interest. but it is appropriate, and you know, a number of electoral finance reforms were presented to the government in the last, I would say, the last year to 14 months. I don't remember the exact date. I think it was earlier last year. So during the course of 23. And there are a number of areas there that I thought required serious consideration. But even as premier, you can't dictate. Again, you know, it sort of undermines the whole nonsense that was being discussed at one point about authoritarian approaches. If I was authoritarian, I guarantee you a lot more things would have been done that are in the best interest of the country.
Okay, we do have a caller.
Yeah, so electoral finance is a big issue that needs to be addressed in order for us to have better results and better outcomes.
Yeah. All right, caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
What I would like to share is what I admire about Mr. Panton is he thinks before he speaks. He's a man of integrity. He's a wonderful human being. He's not out for the popularity vote. He's not out for the photograph being posted. He's not out to fill his pocket. He's there for the people. He's always been there for the people. He's a very humble gentleman, and he doesn't say necessarily what the people want to hear, but he does speak the truth. And I thank him, and again, I admire him, and we need more people like him that are working for the people and not for themselves, just to line their pockets. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All righty. We'll give that one a kaboom. Gabby says, I like how he be shady, but not at the same time. Always my premier. Yes, you do. You do have a way with words, Premier Panton.
Shady meaning I throw shade, or
I like a more direct approach. So I'm going to ask you a question, a follow-up question, trying to get to the crux of it. I heard a rumor, I heard a story, you know, Pun the Mall Road, that as it comes, you said that your vision and other members of parliament who've now, and not members of parliament, members of cabinet, were also having some issues with budget requests, basically coming out of the current premier, Ms. Julie, right? And you talked about the school and other things under her ministry. So my question for you is this. There is a story that is on the Mall Road that says you were willing to compromise and say, you know what, maybe we could allocate $30 million, and you can correct me on the details. Maybe we could allocate $30 million to a new BRAC school, but we cannot commit to $50 million. Is that true or not?
Essentially, yes. Effectively, I was supporting a certain element of the necessary budget for the school to be included in the budget, on the basis that everything I was being told was that the school could not be completed within the budget period, which is the entirety of 2024 and the entirety of 2025. So 2025, December 31st, 2025, the budget authorization for that period ends, and then there would be a new budget effectively during the course of by the 1st of May 2025. An SPS and would need to be issued. A new strategic policy statement would need to be issued, and before the end of 2025, so before December 31st, 2025, a new budget would need to be put in place. And so any additional funding to finish the school would have been required to be included in that new budget, which came into effect January 1st, 2026. So I was supporting including some funding, a partial funding for the school, but recognizing that there was the possibility that if our financial circumstances improved and it was possible to achieve further progress with the school, then I would be prepared to support that during the course of 24 and 25 through supplementary expenditure. Again, that was if our financial position supported it and was not imperiled by it. I think what the issue came down to was that I was being told by the minister, that at the time, that the school was going to be finished on by December 2025.
A school that hasn't even broke ground yet?
Yeah, and I didn't think that was going to be the case. And in fact, looking at the budget documents, it seems to me that there is an indication that this thing won't even get started until perhaps third quarter of this year,
early 2025. Yeah.
So that to me means it's all but impossible to have it completed by December 2025. And therefore it would fall into the next budget year, which would be 2026. And we would not have a requirement to have all of the budget in the 2024-25 budget in order to be able to move forward with the school.
Interesting.
So yes, that was my position. I was supportive to the extent, as I said earlier, that we could partially fund it, and that it wouldn't be finished before the end of the fiscal period to which the budget related to, and that we'd be able to, if possible, provide additional funding through supplementary expenditure, if it was possible to utilize it to speed up the construction. But I still don't believe that's the case. But I'm happy to be proven wrong. I'm not an expert on these things, so I'm not going to. I will always rely on the advice of others, and it seemed to me that based on the advice I was being given, that was going to be the outcome. It seems that that has been conceded on the basis of the information that I've seen in the budget, as dealt with in December in Finance Committee. And
I mean, I can't believe, I'm trying to process this for a minute, Mr. Panton, because she's minister and she has seen several school projects specifically, which are large capital projects under her watch, including just the completion of the new John Gray campus there in town. And that was over by years in terms of the past due date. Look at the mental health facility. That was supposed to be done when the PPM government was in last time. So where in her brain does a government capital project ever happen that quickly? Wow. I'm even surprised to hear that she would have said that to anybody, much less you. She must not think you're too bright to believe something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was input from the project, the project managers, and the ministry staff to support this conclusion that it would be finished by December 2025.
Okay, then.
But to your point, Sandra, I think based on our experience, the preponderance of evidence and the great preponderance of probability is that it will not be finished by December 2025.
Lord have mercy. That's common sense. Listen, construction projects all over this island now are delayed. People just trying to build a simple house or 6 months to a year past their delivery date. for all sorts of different reasons, specific to the construction industry. So to me, that's shocking. What a hot mess. It is 10:31, folks. We're going to start to wind down a little bit here. I do have my job that I have to go to, my other job. You all know I wear multiple hats. Johan is in the house. Johan says, some people have offered thousands of dollars in Georgetown to secure or guarantee family votes. The amounts of money used or distributed by politicians and their proxies comes from corporate Cayman developers, and the real power that controls politicians is mind-blowing. You kind of alluded to the fact, and I think it was, who was it that was asking if we have, I think it was Damien. Damien said somewhere earlier, do we have lobbyists here in Cayman? And I think maybe that was the term that you use as well. But there are influences afoot on politicians. Is it fair to say that Johan is spot on?
Yeah, yes is the short answer. You know, and I don't think it's too hard to understand that. And I think that where there's a feeling that you know, that there is an immovable rock that impedes what certain people want to get done or see done, then they look to find ways to get the rock out of the way. And you know, my position has always been I want to do what is in the best interests of the country and of its people, and that is why, going back to what I said earlier about the national dialogue and this national discussion about what kind of Cayman do we want. I mean, I had gone, we developed that as far as having a committee of very prominent Caymanians who were very interested in committed to that. And my position was, as premier, I didn't want to be in control of it. And that's an unusual thing for politicians. You know, it shouldn't be, but most politicians want to be in control of things because they want to be able to say, it was me, I did it, I got it, this was done because of me. I mean, how many times do we hear that, right? But the reality is, I don't care who or how it got done. I care about the outcomes. I care about the benefits to the country. So I was prepared to make this a completely community-led and national-led approach by private sector individuals, and I was convinced that would lead to the best possible outcome, and provide us with the best guidance as a country, as a in this government, the previous government, successive governments, doesn't matter, as to what it is that we should be taking into account as leaders in the country, as a government. What should we be trying to achieve? How does that reflect or align with the perspective of the people of the country? And these are the people that we represent. These are our constituents. And I have to say as well that, you know, it would not have been limited exclusively to Caymanians, but obviously the views of Caymanians would have been given huge weight in terms of where you know, our conclusions are drawn as to how how the people have spoken. And to me, that is so critical. It's so important to have that kind of view from our people. And it's even more important in times like this, when there is so much economic concern, cost of living, geopolitical concerns internationally that could impact us greatly. The significant concerns that we have around climate change. I mean, you know, I had a climate change policy that was ready to go, and to this day, we're now 3 months into 2024, and I still haven't heard a single word about what's happening with the climate change policy that is critical for us to get in place, which again is another factor that gives us empirical guidance, data, you know, to address the very severe risks that we know we potentially face from climate change. You know, we did a climate change risk assessment with the support of the United Kingdom and several of their very technically important and capable agencies to help us identify these risks. We identified 50 specific risks. Of the 50, we identified 18 severe risks. Of the 18 severe risks, 9 of those were issues that relate to society and to the economy. And then the other 9 related to, you know, things like the natural environment and habitats and that type of thing. All critically important as well for our existence in Cayman and the world. It's frustrating that how nothing is going anywhere. But trust me, there was resistance. I had issues to deal with. I had a lack of understanding, and I had conflicting. It seemed to me there was conflicting agendas and conflicting commitments to deal with things like this, and it is not the time to, you know, when you're dealing with really important issues like this, it's not the time to you know, to be prevaricating and bringing in issues that that are not relevant to the long-term best interests of the country. We've had the same thing. We've had the same issue. I don't know if it's the same issue, but we seem to have had a delay in the national energy policy as well. And you know, I feel very much that the country needs to move away from fossil-based fuel energy generation. And you know, it just seems to me that there's all sorts of conflicting agendas going on there as well.
We do have a caller.
It's not just an environmental thing. You know, it's not just that Cayman, as a country, we have one of the highest per capita greenhouse gas generations in the world, and we need to be setting, while we're complaining about the fact that we are going to be impacted first, if not most, by climate change, the really negative aspects of climate change. We need to be setting, you know, we need to be setting an example. We need to be being a part of the solution, and we're not getting anywhere with that. It seems that we're just going to continue. We're going to look for cheaper fuel. We're going to go to liquid natural gas. Again, these are all still fossil fuels that are still going to be generating greenhouse gases, and we're still going to be spending $200 million a year paying for this stuff, and that's money that's going out of the economy. Let me put it in this context, Sandro. We have a lot of economic activity that occurs in the country, and people complain. It's a necessary. It's an unavoidable thing. I shouldn't say necessary. It's an unavoidable thing. But people complain that we have $300 million that go out of the economy every year in the form of remittances from the thousands of people that we have here on work permits as guest workers. They're sending money back home to their families, and that's good for them. But recognize that that's $300 million that's going out of the economy, and then on top of that, if you add in the $200 million that we spend on fossil fuel, that's a $500 million a year that's going out of our economy. Imagine what that could do if more of that stayed in the country, stayed in the economy, circulated, and help to build the economy even further. You know.
All right, we do have a caller who's been patiently waiting. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I know my comment is probably not as in depth as what everyone has been talking about, but with summer coming, and we can already see that it's going to be another hot year. I was just wondering if the government has ever thought about placing splash pads in the communities and community pools. I'm not sure if if you've seen the splash pads. They're like little sprinklers and
Kind of like what they do at Kimata Bay, where people can go and play in the water.
yes, yes. But just because I know a lot of people think because we're an island that we could just run to the beach, but I mean, not everyone always want to pack up and go to the beach, or not everyone has a vehicle that they could take their family to the beach. So I mean, having these stuff in place in their communities, accessible, I think would just be a real good idea.
Okay,
So
thank
that's
you
all
so
I have
much.
to say.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, so the question is about splash pads. Maybe this is a good opportunity. We're gonna definitely start to wrap things up here, but maybe this is a good opportunity for us to segue into Mr. Panton, some of the community projects that you have been working on specific to your Newlands district, which includes working in some park spaces and so on.
Yeah, thanks, Sandra. An interesting comment from the caller. I'd like to be able to see something like that, but it is expensive to to put in place stuff like that and to have. Yeah, one of the challenges we have with the different parks is that we don't actually have water supply in many of them. So that is, for some, that's being addressed by putting in place bathroom facilities, which will necessitate water supply. And then maybe we can consider, a little type of splash pool or something like that for young kids. But what we have been focused on, and Miss Heather Barton and I have been focused on for our constituencies of Savannah and Newlands, is, we've been spending a lot of money and time and energy and effort into trying to expand the parks, replace playground equipment, put in new playground equipment, improve the like basketball courts. There's some with full courts. Most of them have half courts, but we put in some really good, high quality, professional sort of grade like backboards and that type of thing. And just trying to improve the parks so that people have places that they can go to and with their families and enjoy in the evenings and on weekends. And so we've been completing a lot of the work around that. I have 3 parks. Well, I share one park with Miss Heather. It's on the boundary of Newlands and Savannah. And then he has a park on Peter Castle Road that I've been assisting with, and we're working together doing all this stuff. And then I'm trying to create a new park, which is a waterfront park down at the launch ramp in North Sound Estates. And a lot of the facilities are in place there now. We're ultimately going to look to put in bathroom facilities and do a lot more landscaping around it and have it really beautiful. But we have been having some issues there with that. We have apparently on late night, early morning, on weekends and stuff. We've had some people going out there and making a lot of noise, causing problems, just being boisterous and getting in cars and spinning around in the parking lot and that type of thing, and playing music really loud. And that, especially at that time in the morning, it really impacts the whole neighborhood and impacts their quality of life. And then more recently, in the last, I think it was prior to the very egregious and unfortunate event that occurred at Ed Bush Stadium in West Bay, we actually had some shots discharged in that launch ramp area, and the police did locate some casings. So for some time, I've had this plan to put in cameras. I was going to do it privately, but I now have the commitment and the support, particularly with, with the heavy influence of the Commissioner of Police for government to put in place CCTV down there. There'll be wireless cameras, and they will be transmitting to nearby towers, and it'll be a part of the overall CCTV system. So we are, within the next few weeks, I hope that we'll be able to have that in place. Government will be able to have that incorporated as part of their CCTV system. And
so sad that we have to do all this just to enjoy public spaces, but there we have it.
Yeah, it is. But I do think that our communities deserve to feel that there is this level of security and scrutiny that occurs as well, that to help to maintain the safety of the community. And it's just crazy for me that we have families that go walking down that road in the evenings. They take their kids in strollers and by the hand. They walk down there. They go and they enjoy the playground equipment. And then we have others that come in there late at night and early in the morning, 2, 3 in the morning, and they're causing all sorts of disruption to the quality of life of the community. And then firing off shots, which makes no sense to me. That again creates tremendous concern in the community. People have heard these shots, and they have been confirmed, and it's a reflection of the wider issue that we need to address, dealing with illegal guns. The commissioner has publicly noted that they have about 90 guns that they've identified that have been utilized in various crimes. But the concern is we don't know how many other illegal guns there are, and it seems that there may well be quite a lot, and that is a real concern. And we've got to be able to get on top of this as a community. We have to have a zero tolerance approach, and we have to support our authorities, the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service, in addressing this issue, because it's easy to say, leave these kids alone or whatever, but if one of them that are our family members or people we care about are killed because they're shooting at each other, or they kill innocent bystanders that are our friends and families, it's too late then. Death is final, and we have to do everything we can across the board to working at community levels and addressing the root causes, and yes, detecting and prosecuting and sentencing people where they don't, despite all the efforts, they continue with that sort of criminal element.
All right, caller on the line, final caller of the day. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, just a quick question. Is there any way
Sure.
we can get the MP of Bodentown motivated a little bit to clean up Bodentown?
Which
the public
Bodentown,
beach?
east or west? Oh, that would be Dwayne Seymour,
Yes,
minister.
the public beach where you've got the boat dock and the public beach. You see nothing but young, able-bodied young guys hanging around the bathrooms of all day, hours of the day. I wouldn't let my child go there for anything. I mean, why are these guys even hanging out at the bathrooms? Number one, I mean, they've got chairs. They're even sitting there right at the bathroom doors. So what person really wants to go there and feel comfortable to take their family to that beach area? You also have some shady houses along the roadways. we have people driving up and down these roads every day, not only locals, but also our visitors, and it just doesn't look good. So I think, somebody needs to put some fire up his, and get him out there and cleaning up his own area and getting his people of his district motivated and more proud to live in Bodden Town.
All right. I'm sure he's probably listening, or somebody who knows him is listening. Thank you so much,
Hope
caller.
so.
Appreciate it very much.
Yeah, thank you. And that Bodden Town beach, the public beach area there is, it's a fantastic place. It's a beautiful place otherwise.
Yeah.
And keeping it tidy and neat and clean, I think only contributes to an immense part of the lives, the quality of life of the people of Bodden Town and everywhere else that might utilize it. I love that area. Absolutely love it. But yes, we've for a long time recognized that there have been issues around the Coalwood Beach. And I think we need to be addressing it.
All right, let's do rapid fire here. Looks like my mouse is frozen. Oh my gosh, I think I got too many windows open. But let me try to do a rapid fire of some final comments, maybe. Hold on one second, folks. Let me just try to see if we can get it to, there we go. All right, I found a little trick that works. So Johan says, Mr. Panton was clearly a big rock to many unelected forces and puppeteers that control the former plus current MPs and groups/parties and influence senior civil servants that control the ministries. Follow the money, says Johan. Stephanie says, if you live for the cheers, you will die by the booze. Yes, sir. Damien says it's also called treason. Some of these comments were earlier. Rough Seas says our government relies so much on work permit fees, our youth will never have a chance to have great jobs. Damien says stop cutting down rainforests and then blaming it on cow farts. Rough Seas says trying to fix global climate change in Cayman is like trying to find a crystal ball in the water. It's a lie. You might want to address these because I know this is obviously your specific area, but Albert goes on to say, seriously, climate change policy? What about policies that will directly affect the livelihood of the people? Use this vigor to address banks that are taking our homes. What do you say to people who, number one, say climate change ain't got nothing to do with me here in the Cayman Islands? We're just small little ripple in the pond, nothing that we do. Rough Seas says, so because we can afford gas, you're going to punish us for using it. Clearly, you can't afford gas, Rough Seas, as much as y'all complain about CUC. But I'll give you an opportunity to address the people who are saying we don't care about climate change policy and, why waste time even talking about it?
Well, I think that there, if I was only talking about things like that in isolation, I could understand where they're coming from. Because as I've said, there are many other issues that we have to deal with, and it is not simply one or two. But I have demonstrated that I have been concerned about everything, including societal issues, economic issues, and environmental issues. Sustainability, is a three-pronged issue. It is about society, importantly. It's about addressing all the issues and the ailments and the concerns and the need for opportunities, the need for education, the need for success in so many things that helps our people develop and to live their best lives and have a fantastic quality of life in this beautiful country that we call the Cayman Islands. So societal, economic, clearly we need to have a strong economy in order to provide opportunities, in order to have government resources that can provide a variety of essential services. But it is foolhardy to believe that you can just ignore the environment and things like the potential impacts of climate change on us. Because that will, no matter how successful we are, no matter how much money we have, no matter how many how great our society is if we don't have terra firma to stand on, and have an environment that we can enjoy, that can be a part of our quality of life, that facilitates our very existence, then we have nothing.
Just like the beach erosion. Those same people want to talk about beach erosion, but they don't want to talk about the really poor decisions that we have made as a country and as a community to not prioritize our beaches, and allowing developers and development to encroach on those spaces. It's the exact same thing. So Jasmine says eloquent, knowledgeable, and sincere.
The problem we have, Sandra, is that we have issues that you can see right now. You understand the immediate impacts of, and you can see what it might look like in 6 months' time or 12 months' time. But we have other issues like climate change, for example, that are more long-term in terms of their impact, and more insidious and more existential, meaning it can destroy our existence. And there are people who will only look at short-term issues and not recognize that things like climate change, if they're not addressed today, then in 5 or 10 years' time, we will not be able to do anything to change the outcome that might be 10 or 20 years after that. And that means we're failing our children. And how do we tell our children, how do our children look back at us, in 20 or 30 years' time and say, my parents, their parents had the ability, they knew what was going to happen, and they did nothing. Now, a lot of us will be gone. A lot of us will be immune to that criticism. But if you think about it today, it should impact our actions and motivate us to leave a better world for our children. Because we should never be so callous. We should never be so selfish as to believe that we have a right to enjoy the world today and the world that we grew up in, and our children do not have the right to have a similar existence, to have a similar childhood, to have a similar set of possibilities and opportunities the way we did. We cannot be that callous. This
living for today only.
Issues. This is, there's no planet B. We only have one planet to live on, and we are intelligent people. Humanity has learned to fly since 1903 through a box kite. And from in the period of 10 or 20 years after that, we progressed to machines that could fly, they turn them into war machines to bomb and kill other people. We use them for transport, all positive things in some respects, but some negative things as well. To like war machines to reflect the worst of our humanity. And we have gone on to develop all kinds of technology. We have put man on the moon. We have split atoms. Again, that has potential, civic positive contributions in terms of nuclear energy. But what have we done? We've built about 70,000 or 100,000 nuclear bombs that can only serve one purpose, and that's to obliterate the planet. Right? We have mapped the human genome. We have cloned animals, and we sit here and argue over what is beyond doubt now, that we're destroying our planet, the very planet that we need to live and exist on. It's just madness. We have to come together. We have to unite, and we have to do something collectively. And, we have to have world peace. We have to stop killing people in Gaza. I don't for 1 second support what has happened with the October 7th attack with Hamas.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they need to be punished, and they have been punished. But innocent women and children are being killed in the thousands now, and that genocide has to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And this war in Ukraine needs to stop. And all the civil wars that various superpowers around the world have contributed to and incentivized, and all because they're going to get some benefit, or they hope to get some benefit from it. They hope to get access to the natural resources of various countries. All of this has to stop.
Mm-hmm.
We have to stop killing each other. We have to look at the common problems that we face as humanity and find common solutions that we can all commit to and implement. Because if we don't, humanity has zero chance of succeeding. We have no future.
Yeah. All right, my dear. Thank you.
Really sorry about that rant, but
yeah, no, that's okay. Cameron says you can't.
I feel very passionately about
yes
so many of these things, and I really don't like it when somebody tries to suggest that I don't care about societal issues.
Yeah,
because those are the things. That's ultimately what the overall context is.
Mm-hmm. Cameron says you can't clone Caymanians though. We are special breed, honey chill. Richard said it's so good to hear critical thinking. One who cares about Cayman, the people, and the environment. Mr. Panton is a true statesman. Gabby says people need to come off of TikTok and watch a documentary or two, see what's happening in the real world.
I agree.
Siobhan, I think she's replying to Leroy. Natasha says the wrong people in most countries keep ending up in charge. Well, don't we know it? All right, folks. Thank you guys so much for continuing to stay tuned to the program today. The numbers are very, very strong. I can see that all of you were firmly wanting to hear some words from Mr. Panton. Mr. Panton, thank you so much, as always, for coming on the program. We're hoping that you can continue to get over this little flu that you've been fighting. And, we look forward to seeing you as a regular feature on the program, because I think we definitely need to have these discussions, and we need to have these, have the reality check.
Sandra, thank you very much. And I want to thank all of the people of the Cayman Islands, whether you're just residents or whether you're Caymanians. Obviously, I don't apologize for loving my country, for caring about my fellow Caymanians, and for wanting the best for both.
Mm-hmm.
If we have the best for both,
Mm-hmm.
then nobody else who, whether they're Caymanian or not, should have anything to complain about.
Mm-hmm.
I thank them. I thank everybody that has tuned in and listened, and those that engage in issues constructively, because without that, we have difficulty in exercising the true franchise that the people of the country have, which is to hold governments, hold politicians, hold bureaucrats accountable, and to demand the best from them.
Yes.
I don't mind being subjected to that at all. I did it willingly. I did it because I want the best for all of us. And anybody that helps to contribute to that, I welcome it. Thank you very much again, Sandra. Really appreciate it, as always. And love to all listeners, all Caymanians, wherever they are in the world. Be careful. Have a wonderful Friday afternoon, and have a wonderful weekend. There's so much for us to be grateful for, but so much for us to be cognizant of, and ensure that we are a part of the solution as well. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very, very much. We certainly appreciate it. And folks, thank you as always for tuning into the program. We had a great show today. Those of you who won prizes, what we'll do is I will have them dropped off at the radio station probably a little bit later on this afternoon. I'll stick your names on them. We've got your numbers and stuff like that. So I'll put your name and number, and I'll make sure to stick a little penny in there now that I know it is good luck to do so. Cameron says, good day, sir. Don't be a stranger on Mall Road. That's right, honey child. Come back, come back. Thank you so much, Gabby. Shaka Zulu says, take care of the Honorable Panton. Thank you all very, very much for tuning in to today's program. And of course, God's willing, we will be right here on Monday morning, tackling the issues that, concern you the most. That lady, I'm sure she'll call back onto the program. Sorry, we couldn't get too deep into that issue today. When we have our guests on, we kind of try to keep it tight. Philip says, that's the man, honest, sincere, and love of country comes first for him. So refreshing. It really is. My good folks, we got a lot of work to do around. Yeah. All right, Siobhan, thank you so much. Shaka Zulu says more MPs need to follow his lead. Hallelujah. Y'all be good. Be safe. It's the weekend. Please don't drink and drive. Please, please, please don't drink and drive. I would tell y'all not to drink at all, but I know that's a pipe dream. So at least do me the favor of not drinking and driving. All right, good folks. Be good until Monday.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Cold Hard Truth on Bobo 89.1 FM. Cayman's #1 talk show is live weekdays from 7:30 a.m. Never miss an episode again. Watch anytime on CMR's Facebook and YouTube channels for the latest show episodes. Don't forget to follow us online on our social media channels. And visit CaymanMarlRoad.com for all the latest news and community happenings.